Hello, my fair citizens. My name is Strider Stone. I'm the mayor of Sodium City. And this week, for the town hall, we have gathered with lilbopeaches. That is right. If you don't know who lilbopeaches is, she's a great friend of the stream and the channel. So definitely check her out. Show her some love. If you're on YouTube, make sure to tap that like button, smash that sub button. If you're on any other podcast platforms, make sure to sub to that because we are on all of them. Stay salty. Enjoy the podcast. Welcome, everyone, to the Sodium City Town Hall. My name is Strider Stone. I'm the mayor of Sodium City, and I'm here with the one and only lilbopeaches.
Hello.
Peaches.
Hi. What's up, everybody? I'm excited to be here.
Why don't you introduce yourself a little bit more than how you're excited to be here? Because everyone knows you're excited. Everyone's excited to be here.
Yeah. Okay. My name is Peaches, or you can call me Steph. That is my government name. I'm a streamer on Twitch. I stream Magic the Gathering.
Wait, why'd you say it like that?
Because what else? I mean, you can call me Peaches or Steph. It's honestly interchangeable. It doesn't bother me either way. A lot of people prefer to call me Peaches because it's like a fun little stage name. But I am a streamer on Twitch. I stream Magic the Gathering 4 times a week. I also create on other platforms. Like recently I just started a fan house. So that's exciting.
Oh shit, the plugs.
Yes. And Instagram, Twitter, you can find me on all those platforms. The only platform you can't find me on is TikTok. It's fuck TikTok.
That's right. Yeah. I feel like I need to get back into TikTok.
No.
Still. No?
No.
TikTok is
so bad.
Yeah. Because the reason I stopped being on TikTok, because at the time there was DZMTG, which I don't know if you know him, but he stopped doing Magic streams to go into like the crazy crypto market stuff. I actually don't know how he's doing right now.
Yeah.
After the big crash.
Yeah.
But, yeah, he went away from Magic like a year ago maybe. But he was like the biggest MTG TikTok person by far. Probably the only one notable at the time. And he's hilarious. And then I started doing stuff and I was just posting like some funny clips and things like that. And I was getting some followers and I was getting people come into the stream saying, hey, I found you on TikTok. And I was like, oh, tight, cool. And this must have been a while ago. This actually must have been like 4 years ago or something, 4 or 5. It was back when Donald Trump said he was going to ban TikTok or was going to be shut down in the US or some crazy shit.
That's like 2 years ago.
Yeah, whenever that was, I was like, oh, okay, whatever, I'm not going to worry about it. So I was just not going to put any effort into it. So I didn't know if it was going to happen or not. And I was like, it's not worth my effort. So I just stopped doing everything for it. And
yeah, that was such a moment in time because back then I think I had about 50 to 60K on TikTok back then when the threat to shut it down happened. And I just remember like every creator that I knew on TikTok was posting like goodbye messages basically and like saying like follow me on all my other platforms, like because we were all panicking. We were like, oh my god, we're gonna lose our biggest platform, because most people that are on TikTok, it is their biggest platform. So everyone's like panicking to like send people to their other platforms, but there's really not that much of a turnover rate for like people that follow you on TikTok versus other platforms. Like I've seen people with millions of followers on TikTok have like less than 10K on Instagram. So that's why I'm like, I don't really see the huge turnover rate.
That's actually wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I thought that the platforms are, I don't want to say similar, but they're kind of the same, way more phone-centric than anything else. You'd think it would be somewhat easier to flip between a TikTok and an Instagram.
Think, especially...
It's definitely different ways of moving it, because Instagram is still more picture-oriented than Reels and funny clips and stuff.
Yeah, but you would think, especially with like how Instagram is trying so hard to beat TikTok, that it would have like a big overlap, but it really doesn't.
Yeah. YouTube Shorts seems to be kind of kicking off a little bit. But most of it seems to be TikToks. Just put on YouTube Shorts.
Well, that's what a lot of people do, is they'll make a TikTok video and then just repost it on Reels, repost it on Shorts, but originally it goes for TikTok.
Yeah, exactly. Because a lot of the times it'll even have that TikTok badge on it.
Yeah,
and so people look at it. Yeah, they'll see a TikTok watermark, and so they'll just notice that I say it's kind of awful too. It makes it seem like it's not actually yours and you downloaded it from somebody else's page.
Yeah.
But I also think at some part it's advertisement. They're like, oh,
Yeah.
this came from this TikTok account. They're mainly on TikTok, so I'm going to follow them on TikTok instead.
But
I don't know if that's intentional,
it
but you don't
is-
get paid shit on TikTok, right?
Oh, can I be the first person to tell you how little you get paid on TikTok? You know, it's so
Yes.
interesting because in last year, so I was doing my taxes at the beginning of this year on the day that taxes are due, as I do. And I had my form for TikTok, and the year before was my biggest year on TikTok view wise. I think I accumulated maybe 20 to 25 million views total that year.
Jesus.
Yeah, and my W-2 was for like, God, I need to find it. I think it was $190 was my total revenue. Wait, why did my audio just cut out? Okay, now I can hear you.
What?
Yeah.
I can hear you. Oh, I can
Okay, I
still
can hear
you
you now. My W-2, I think my total earnings was $190.
That's insane.
Yeah, because they pay you, I think it's 0.04 of a cent for every
Per view.
1,000 views.
That
So,
makes sense.
yeah.
0.04?
Yeah, it's
Per viewer?
between 0.04 and 0.02 for every 1,000.
Damn.
So I'm racking up millions of views, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so rich. I'm so rich. No, I didn't make anything. I can make more money posting a reel and just getting like 2,000 views on it. Instagram will pay you more. So that's why I was like, the only way that people make money on TikTok is through brands and collabs.
Yeah.
Because you're not,
Sponsorships and
yeah,
stuff
you're
like
not
that.
making money from the views.
Yeah. Yeah, because typically it's all based on attention. That's all people really care about. All marketing people care about. They're just like,
Yeah.
oh, how do you get attention? And then if you have millions and millions and tens of millions and 50s of millions or however many views, people are like, oh, you have a lot of attention. Let's pay you a lot of money. So it's all coming from not TikTok and all coming from people outside of TikTok.
Yeah, but in terms of like the way brands look at engagement, TikTok engagement usually, not engagement so much, but like TikTok following ranks lower than other social media platforms. Like if brands are looking at like your collaborative following, they'll rank like Instagram following like higher than TikTok. Like if you have, oh my God, this is actually for Fan House. Like the qualifications for getting verified on Fan House, I was looking. It's like you can either have over 1 million on TikTok, or if you have a collaborative of 250,000 followers on cross platforms, it weighs the same.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Wait, so did you already get verified? Because you just
No,
started your account.
I don't have the following requirements.
Oh, I was like, God damn, you have like a massive dig. It just started. You're like 250K, easy. I got that on one Instagram account. That
No.
doesn't even count the YouTube channels, the other Instagram,
No, I don't.
3 Twitters.
My biggest platform now is just Instagram. And I only have 12K on Instagram.
Really? Only 12K? I don't know why I thought it was more than that.
No, just 12K.
Do you not push it very hard?
Not really. I think we talked about this like early on in our like friendship and our business relationship, but once I started Twitch, my Instagram just started declining. Just like the huge content shift, because I've had my Instagram through multiple life path changes. Like I started my Instagram when I was a full-time makeup artist, and I built majority doing that, and then I switched when I
We're
did
gonna come
bottle
back to
service.
that.
Why? Come back to what?
Because I want to talk about it, because I'm interested.
Okay. And then I switched and I started doing bottle service, and then I became like this party girl, like bottle service lifestyle page. I built a big chunk doing that. Kind of,
we'll
yeah.
talk about that too.
Yeah, it's like promoting, yeah. And then after that, I did OnlyFans briefly, very briefly, like a month and a half long stint. I did OnlyFans.
Doesn't count.
Anyway.
That's like I kissed a girl once. I'm not actually lesbian.
Oh, you think it doesn't count? But that, I cannot shake it. I'm forever.
Really?
No, I can't shake it. I'm an OnlyFans girl forever.
Is that not? Wait. Okay. Okay. We're gonna come back to that. I have so many questions.
Of that I
now
can't shake
now
it.
I have so many questions.
Okay.
Ooh, that's interesting too.
Yeah. So after that,
shift.
TikTok. And TikTok is when I really popped off. So that is majority of my recent following. And I noticed after I stopped doing TikTok and pivoted towards Twitch, my engagement just was like, it halved. I used to get like 1,500 to 2,000 likes on a photo. Not that it matters, but you know. Now sometimes I get like 500 likes. So that's, what is that, a quarter? 2,000.
A third? If you're going from 1,500 to 500, it's a third.
Yeah.
But if you're going from 2K to 500, yeah, it's a quarter.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Huge drop off.
Okay, so yes, it doesn't matter. You can definitely say that everyone is going to say that, because a lot of times it doesn't really matter because you're doing something that you're more proud of and something that you enjoy doing more.
Mm.
The views, you'll get a hit, or the engagement, you'll get a hit. It doesn't matter, quote unquote, but you still feel it. You're like, shit, did I make the wrong decision? That is always almost like in your head, almost always. Even though in your heart you know it was the right decision, but in your head you're like, did I make the right decision? You're like, I'm not sure.
And also, like, I think the biggest thing is with how easy it is to buy followers and how common it is, what really irritates me sometimes is that I'm like, I don't want people to ever think that I bought my followers because my engagement isn't lining up the same way that it used to. I think if you do like a social media score check on my Instagram page, I get like a B for engagement, but a B minus, I think. But to the regular eye, sometimes people will see that and it doesn't line up. They're like, how do you have 12K, but then like you're averaging like 500 to 800, 900 likes? You know, like some people will see that and be like, that doesn't make sense. And that that kind of
depends
affects
on who's looking at it, though.
Yeah, well, if I'm thinking of in terms of a brand, they are going to be looking at that. I mean, it's not terrible.
Oh, yeah. But they're going to be looking at other things. They're going to be looking at, okay, is there a reason for this gap? Well, depending on what you're doing, a lot of people, they're like, okay, is there a reason for this gap? If you did change your content, they'll look at the trends, see where, okay, you have a bunch of subscribers, followers, whatever, and they'll see the dip down, and they're going to be like, okay, well, what happened here? Yeah. They can find out, or they can ask you, or if they don't actually care, they can disregard it, or if they see potential in what you're currently doing. There's a lot of different things that you can do, and if you're trying to talk and you're trying to get a sponsorship, there's a lot of different things that we can talk about that I can actually
I've
tell you how to help avoid things like that, because I've been in the same kind of situation to where I was doing daily League of Legends content back in like 2011, 2012, right around then. I was doing commentary and stuff, and I was doing that for about a year, and I got like 10 to 12K subs on YouTube.
What? That's huge.
And then like 10 years later or whatever, maybe not, it was like 8 years later, I started doing the Magic content on there, and I just had like a bunch of people. It was just like a very, very, very slow decline. It was a complete shift.
It's always steady, yeah.
Yeah, well, it finally stabilized out after probably 6-ish months to a year. So it went from like 12K, and it stabilized probably right down at about 3K is when it went down to. And yeah, well, because it's like a completely different game, and I didn't do anything for 8 years. And so people are like, what the fuck is this, basically?
Yeah, and I think the one thing that does kind of stabilize my Instagram, regardless of content shift, is I'm always going to be an e-thought, regardless of what I'm doing. So I might change my content, but I'm still posting pictures of my underwear, so people will still stay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
and I think that kind of fucks. I think that kind of fucks the algorithm a little bit against me. Because I feel like my channel doesn't grow as much as I feel it should. So, and that's not just me being, maybe it's me being overconfident, but sometimes I feel like it's just not growing as much as it should. And that's why I opened up the second YouTube channel just for the top tens and the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And I think now we're at 500 subs, and it's been, I don't even know, like maybe 6 months or something. So it's been a little bit, but I haven't promoted it as much as I need to. I just need to make sure we're at a good spot to where this is exactly where we want it. This is the road it's going down. And then I can be like, okay, now we can promote it.
Well, I will give you a tip that I actually, someone was telling me this the other day.
The tip. Okay.
Yes, this is actually a really beneficial tip. And I actually was like, okay, that makes a lot of sense. So a lot of times, you're kind of going to experience the same amount of growth and like how much the algorithm like favors you just based on your IP. So you can, if you start a new account from the same IP, a lot of times the algorithm already has information on you just from your IP.
Use like from
if you create multiple accounts on the same IP, the algorithm will see that and will kind of treat you generally the same. So it's like if you really want to maximize your growth on a new account, start it from a new IP.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I never heard that. I've heard that you do it from a different account, but not a different IP.
Yeah.
That's weird.
I mean, that's what I heard. So I don't know if it's law, but honestly, it makes complete sense to me.
It doesn't make sense to me, actually. Well, because I started my YouTube channel, like, 10 years ago. And that was it. I don't live the same place I did 10 years ago. So my IP is 100% different than the new accounts that I made. Although I'm not really experiencing the same growth. It's definitely different. But...
And this might also be a more
I know you can make more than
too,
you can make more than one YouTube channel in the same account. I know that.
But I think it's more has to do with like privacy laws and like data accumulation that like is probably a more recent thing, like with how much apps track you on different platforms and just like in general, like you're giving permissions to these websites through your IP, right? So doesn't that make sense that they would already have some kind of information on you, like if you were to create a new account using that same IP?
Yeah, well, they've always had that information. The thing is that there's also publishing companies. Back in the older days of YouTube, there was giant publishing companies. It wasn't nearly as easy as it is today to get money from it. Back in the day, you actually had to go out and get a company to be like, hey, I'm making YouTube videos. Can you pay me to get your ad circle on my videos? You didn't just be like, okay, yay, I'm monetized now through YouTube, and then you enable ads. It wasn't like that back in the day. So you had to actually get a company to come to you, or you had to go to a company to get money to get ads on your video to get paid. So
it's a lot of work.
But then they also have, obviously production size companies where you have, one company is going to work on 100, 200, 300 different YouTube channels. And you'll have the same editing people do it, or the same editing company working on so many different YouTube channels. And if they're the ones doing it,
kind of reminds me of like
the same
Smosh.
IP, that would be weird.
You know how Smosh started out on YouTube as like just those two guys, Anthony Padilla.
Yeah, like way back.
And then they became a video production company, like which ultimately crashed and burned. But yeah, that's what that makes me think of.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. It could be a thing. Well, like cookies and session stuff has always been a thing on the internet. It's been there since forever. People just learned how to utilize it in different ways, but that's much different.
Think about it, because you can even go on Instagram. You can go on Instagram and when you block someone, it says block just this account or block this account plus accounts that they make in the future. Yeah.
That's typically an IP block. It's without being technical, they're saying, okay, it's an IP block. Or it could be. So doesn't that make sense that these apps are? Doesn't make sense that these apps are,
like let's say if you get shadow banned. Shadow banning is kind of like a tinfoil hat thing to talk about because a lot of people don't even think shadow banning is real, but it's totally fucking real. Like they're shadow banning you based on your IP.
it's more effective to shadow ban you either based on your channel name or search results, or if they want to actually like hardcore shadow ban you, it would be based on your hardware ID. So anytime you're
Oh.
connecting out to the internet, your LAN, whatever your cable is being plugged into, or whatever device you're getting and sending information for Wi-Fi, that device has like a physical address on it.
So through your router?
And basically your router. So they can
What?
block your router, your physical
What?
router. So if you sell your router to somebody else, that person's fucked.
Oh,
If you
if
get
I ever
if
sell
you
my
get the
router.
MAC ID thing. But that's if they actually block your MAC ID. But usually if they block your hardware, MAC ID, or whatever, it's going to be your network card and not necessarily your router. But it depends if they have that information. It depends on how deeply they dig. There's a lot of various things. It just kind of depends. But there's a lot of really shady stuff that people can do.
Interesting. That just
Yeah.
has me thinking, because I got so shadow banned on TikTok that every single video I posted had to be automatically approved by a real person. Like, you
Yeah,
know
that
how-
doesn't seem like it's shadow banned. That seems like straight up fuck this account.
Oh yeah,
That
I
doesn't seem
I
like
got
it's
banned
shadow.
probably a total of like 5 times. And I would keep appealing it because they didn't have any good reason to ban me. So they'd have to keep letting me back on. But it got to the point, why I ultimately deleted my TikTok is because I had built this account that was a brick. Because when I did my Bill Gates video, I got reported on such a large scale because that's what people do on there. They don't like you, they're going to mass report you. So I got reported on such a large scale that every time my shit would get unbanned, it was rebanned. And I was constantly emailing them and they did not give a fuck about me. They never gave a fuck enough to like even have like a real person respond to my emails. But I was always just appealing bans to the point where I was like, when I finally, like when all of it died down and I finally could just like post normally again, I was getting like 100 views. And I was like, okay, this is bad.
That's ridiculous. That's way too much work than what it's worth.
I agree. And that's why I'm like,
If you're getting $190 or whatever.
I know. I'm like, what more can I do? And you have to like,
platform.
and the thing about TikTok's algorithm also is it definitely preys on like instant, it almost like gaslights you. It'll give you that instant gratification if you post.
Yeah.
And it will give you like a little surge. Like if you post for the very first time on TikTok, they'll boost it to feed into that instant gratification. And
That makes sense.
there are a lot of people will say that statistically, after you have a video go viral on TikTok, the following video that you post will do significantly less good. Almost like after a viral post, they'll suppress your next one. So it's like they don't want to give you too much.
Harder, maybe.
Yeah. So it's like a give and take. They want to really like.
I mean, that makes sense. They're just fucking. Well, I hear that their discovery algorithm and everything is like beyond compare. It's like right up there with Google's and YouTube's, which is insane.
Yeah. I mean, their discovery algorithm is good, but it's more so like the algorithm for like keeping you on the platform as a creator.
Yeah.
Because it's not like there's a good fucking reason to be on that app. It's just, what is the reason? It steals your soul. And I stand by that.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Like,
Wait,
I
were
don't
you
even-
on Vine and Musical.ly beforehand? Did you do Musical.ly? Were you a lip singer?
No, I didn't do Musical.ly. I did Vine. I went viral on Vine for one video and it freaked me out and I deleted it like instantly. I just deleted the whole app because it had freaked me out. I went viral. When I tell you when I went viral before, you're going to be like, what the fuck?
100 views.
It was a twerk video. I'm not joking. And I went viral for it. And it freaked me out so bad because people were starting to comment. They're like, "Oh, I think I saw her." Can I say pussy? Can you bleep that? They're like, "I think I saw her pussy lip fall out or something." And
You think I'm gonna bleep that out? You're
you
out of
can
your
put
mind.
that on YouTube, can you?
Yeah, I can put whatever the fuck I want on YouTube.
I don't know. I don't
mean,
really
for
know
the
the
most
rules.
part. Yeah,
Anyway,
no, you can
yeah.
say that on. If you can say it on Twitch, you can say it on YouTube.
I don't think I'm supposed to say it on Twitch, but I do.
You can definitely say pussy lips on Twitch. If you can't, then I mean,
That's actually so funny because I was thinking, remember how you were telling me that when it's time for me to apply for partner, you were like, oh, I can help you? I was going to ask
yes.
you, am I going to have to like delete some of my clips? Because some of my clips are out there. And then like clean up my page before I submit for partner. Because like they're going to go on my page. It's going to be like me talking about like whoever's dick is harder. Like that one clip. So.
No, because that's personality. No. I think that's just personality. They don't. They don't really care about that.
Yeah, it's just their TOS is so vague.
Yeah, no. The TOS is obviously really vague, but it's vague because they don't want to. They don't want to punish people, and so they leave it vague for that reason. And people kind of misconstrue it. They're like, oh, they just want to abuse the TOS and stuff like that, and in reality, they're like, no, we just don't want to ban people. So if you report somebody for something, we want to be able to look at it in the best faith interpretation of the clip or whatever and give the people the benefit of the doubt and be like, well, I mean, maybe it could be that, but it doesn't completely encompass the terms of service because, you know, of how vague it is, you know, that type of thing. Mm-hmm. But also at the same time, if they do ban you, they're not going to tell you what clip it was for, where it was. They're going to tell you any of that information. The reason they do that is because if they give you any of that information, that's, you know, as long as it's not legal information, you can fight it. And if you fight it and you're doing like some type of legal process, because you technically could if you're a big enough streamer and you're like, oh, you stole my revenue for a bullshit reason or whatever, then you're going to court for a reason. You have an actual VOD, a time, everything. And they're like, fuck that. We don't have to give you that ammo because they don't want to go to court.
And
they don't want to pay for it.
I think also once, you know, because you said that they like to be vague so that they can work with people. Once you have a ruling on a specific clip and a specific time, you're setting a precedent for what's allowed and what's not. Because it's like if you ban someone and you go, this is what you did in this clip at this time, now they have a precedent they have to follow. So I guess that makes sense. Yeah. It sucks, but it makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a couple different reasons, but it does suck, but it kind of makes sense. It's frustrating. It's frustrating to deal with, and it's frustrating to work around, because if you're looking at it from a content creator perspective, they're like, it's possible that I could just lose revenue for a week or a month, you know, depending on what it is. But at this point, the big, super big ones, they'll go out of their way to get banned. They'll get banned. They'll say something
like Toast.
Like Toast. They'll just get banned so they could go on holiday. They're like, all right, I'm going on vacation. I bought my tickets like fucking 3 weeks ago. I was planning for it. They're just like, later.
Isn't it like genuinely insane? It makes sense to you. Obviously, you've been doing this for years, but like, I'm still processing like how much you actually have to sacrifice to be a streamer. Like, you absolutely will never have a life again if you want to be a streamer. You like, and like, I used to think people were exaggerating, but no, like, you absolutely cannot. And maybe I feel more strongly about it because I split half my week being a mom, so I already lose out on half of my week if I need to do something like outside of being a mom. So it's like I'm only operating from like half of a week, but I'm like, holy shit, I can't do anything anymore because it's like you miss streaming and you miss like a couple days of streaming and you're just so behind.
Yeah, exactly. And then you need content for other platforms because if you're not advertising on YouTube and stuff, you're just kind of dead in the water. And then you add other platforms like fucking Fan House and shit.
Fan House has been easy. I mean, I literally started it yesterday, but because it's the same business model as OnlyFans, I feel pretty confident in like how I'm gonna approach it, like making content wise, and it's kind of easier. The same people? Is it what?
Is it owned by the same people?
No, it's not. Fan House is actually created by a content creator. She's a girl. She's a young girl that had like, I don't know, like 200K on Twitter or something, and she wanted to do OnlyFans without the stigma of OnlyFans. like in relation to like brand reputation, I think is why she created it. Like for online creators that want to work with brands without being blacklisted, basically.
Yeah, that makes sense. They wanted to do lewds and not nudes.
And it's not even like specifically for lewds. It's just like they let you do lewds, but I think it's mainly for like, I don't know. I think it's mainly supposed to be like a private feed, basically. Like it's supposed to feed into like parasocial, just like to give more of a sense of intimacy, I think, with your viewers.
A parasocialness?
Yeah.
Now I have to like make an account to see it, because from when I looked, it looked almost like the same exact website.
As OnlyFans?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's supposed to be. It's like literally, it's like anyone who wants to use the OnlyFans business model without being blacklisted. Because I'm telling you, this goes right back into how I was saying. Once you make an OnlyFans, you are marked for life as an OnlyFans creator. And you know what's so funny? Can I tell you this quick story about the ramifications of having an OnlyFans? I know this one guy who is a pretty big TikTok creator, and he applied for a Netflix show called The Circle, and he got all the way to the final stage where they approved him, like all the way to the final auditions, and then he got to the background check portion, and he lost the role completely because they found out that he had used to have an OnlyFans, and he completely they kicked him off. He had gotten past all the auditions, and they were like, "We're so excited, we're gonna fly you out." It was like a couple weeks before the film date started, and they found that out, and he lost it. So
that sucks.
So that's the purpose. Basically, Fan House is literally supposed to be the same, but without.
Was it a family show? Like, what the fuck?
It was The Circle, which is a...
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
So that show is where a bunch of people try to be... Oh my god, it's hard to explain. It's like, can I pull up like a synopsis of it? Holy shit. Do you have pull up a synopsis because it's hard for me to explain.
Oh, yeah, I can do that. I do a lot of the like random Googling and shit. How scripted is The Circle? It's not scripted.
It's a reality show basically where you want to become popular with a social group that they manufacture, but you all interact online and not in person. Basically.
Social media style competition series. Contestants live in isolation and only communicate with social network platform The Circle. The technology on The Circle isn't actually voice activated.
And basically the premise is you want to become the most popular person through interacting with this group of contestants only through social media. It's crazy. It's actually a cool show, but
interesting.
Yeah. But my experience with not being able to shake the OnlyFans label is I did OnlyFans way before I went viral on TikTok, and I deleted it, wiped it as much as I could. I thought there was no trace of me ever having an OnlyFans, but when I went viral for the Bill Gates video, I got on World Star. They made a post about me on World Star, and guess what they said? OnlyFans girl gets scammed by a fake Bill Gates. And then everybody picked it up from World Star. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I was like, where did they even get that label? And then after that,
it's either like, just... Go ahead.
After that, it's like, now I can't scrub it. It's on World Star. And so if you even search on like YouTube videos or like any reposts of it, all the reposts say OnlyFans girl. And I'm like, well, there we go. Now I can't.
So then people message you asking for your OnlyFans even though you don't do it anymore.
Which is why in my Twitch rules, my chat rules, it literally says, no, I don't have an OnlyFans. I'm going to have to change it and say, no, I don't have an OnlyFans, but I do have a fan house.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it used to really
so
bother me.
You could have an OnlyFans command or an OF command and then just have it linked to your fan house. That's what you should do.
I don't know if I want to adopt that label. It used to really bother me.
Yeah, really I can see that. Because I know I think MTG Nerd Girl does it, where she has it's either an OnlyFans account or it's some random link. It's not an actual account, but it's a link. She has a URL. She's like, oh, hey, check out my OnlyFans. And you click on it, and it's a link. It redirects you to some like children's charity thing. It's like not. She doesn't even have like an OnlyFans account. It's like really fucking funny.
That's funny.
She gets people all the time. Yeah.
The thing is, you have to be careful with those things because it's like when you are trolling with. This is a lesson that I learned the hard way. If you troll with something that is believable to your image that you present, it's not a troll because people are just gonna believe it. So it's not worth it. Because if let's say I did that same exact troll, people would just be like, oh yeah, she has an OnlyFans. It's more out of the box for MTG Nerd Girl to do it because she doesn't present herself the way I present myself. Because like you could go on my Instagram and you would be like, yeah, okay, that makes sense.
I don't know if you've been in the MTG community long enough to understand how stupid these people are.
No, I haven't.
They're not young enough to know like what trolling is. They just see a girl playing MTG and they're like, oh, that's just an ethot OnlyFans whore. Obviously not everybody, but a lot of guys think that way. And so which is ridiculous. But a lot of guys think that in general in the gaming community. But a lot of the people in the MTG community are older, being like 40 and up, maybe. Probably 35 and up, actually. But they're probably all 40 up. And those ones are really like habitual because they just like figured out that porn was on the internet or something.
But that goes for every age group. I think that's just part of like people's egos. Is once people make up their mind about you, that's it. Because like even with the Bill Gates thing, even when I told everybody I was trolling, they're like, no. Because it's like I trolled in a way that was so believable because you would look at me, let's say you didn't know me, saw me on the internet and I'm trolling, you'd be like, oh yeah, this bitch looks so dumb and I believe it. And then even if I tell you, oh, by the way, it was all a joke, they're like, no, because you look dumb as fuck to me. So it's real.
If it was on TikTok or Reddit, I would assume it was fake. And I would probably be more mad that somebody was perpetuating stereotypes. I don't know. I haven't seen the video, so I have no idea. Should I pull it up? Should I play it?
Do you want to play it?
I don't know. Should I?
It's pretty. It's some of my best work. I have to say, I have a negative reaction to it because of how bad it got for me after the fact. But I'm proud of like the troll. It was funny.
Oh my god, there's so many videos on it.
I know. And they're all mean. And I look different because I used to be a little bit heavier and I just looked different when I made that because I was in like not in a good place. And
okay. Hold on, I gotta watch this.
A lot of people came for my appearance specifically, which really irritated me. It's like 60 seconds long. But there's 3 videos. So I made the original video that blew up. Then I made 2 more videos after the fact. And if you watch the 3 consecutive ones, it's like it makes the most sense for context. But they're each like 60 seconds long. If you want to watch them. Okay.
I might watch them. All right, hold on. We will probably throw them up on screen if it's relevant enough.
Okay, I think it is. Honestly,
it depends on you.
Okay.
And if you're trying to throw it back,
it's relevant.
Then we can avoid
it's relevant to my history as a content creator.
How stupid this shit is. Okay.
No, it's so relevant because I would never be on Twitch if this. I would still be on TikTok if I didn't get the backlash from this. I would have never gone to Twitch.
All right. I gotta play this one. Hold on. Okay, this is the one I'm looking at. Is this the right one?
Yeah. Oh my god, I look so different.
Is that you?
That's me.
Okay, hold on.
That thumbnail, though.
You sound the same, though.
Yeah.
Oh.
Did you?
Yeah, okay, so it's this one. Okay. She was just like, oh, yeah, this girl really just thought. Okay. So I didn't see the original, apparently.
Well,
this was the original, but...
Did you get the crying follow-up? Because that's the one that really sent people into a spiral. I did a follow-up video where I fake cried. So I did it to myself, but...
Oh, wait, was that when you were like, I woke up to a bank fraud, like that one.
In front
Yeah,
of the,
yeah, okay, yeah.
in front of the overdraft
awful.
screenshot. I found that on Google. Like what drives me nuts is everything is so easily fact checkable that it's just fake.
Yeah,
Just go
I
on
was
Google
like,
and search negative bank account. It's the first one. But that's why I say it doesn't matter if it's a believable thing that people can put their mind around and categorize you as. They're just gonna believe it. I told so many people it was just a joke. It was just a joke. No, you're just embarrassed. Now you're trying to backtrack.
I mean,
I was like, that's why I left, because I was like,
to be fair, it is funny.
Okay, thank you.
I am gonna say it is funny. I thought it was hilarious.
Thank you.
I am gonna say it seems fake.
That's what I thought.
So I don't know how so many people fell for it. Like, you're not Amber Heard, okay? You can't fake that well.
I did not.
Sorry.
Okay, for what it's worth, when I made that original video, I thought everybody was well aware of the meme format of, hey, this is me on a fake account. Send me your credit card info. That's been a meme since like the internet existed.
Since like 1994.
I know. But I'm like, I think where I went wrong is that these TikTok kids don't know that meme. I think I brought it back to these kids that weren't familiar.
Maybe.
Because so I had the idea, it was right when Bill Gates got divorced. And I'm like, this is hilarious. I'm going to do it. And
it's a great idea.
I guess this is seriously just these kids' first interaction with that meme, because it's such an old meme that's like OG, like early, like 2010 meme.
Okay, for those of you who are just listening, why don't you describe to them exactly what the TikToks were?
Okay, let me see if I can remember. You're the one that just freshly watched it. I have a blacked out orb in my brain, but it's me basically. What is it? I said I DM'd Bill Gates on his Instagram account because I heard he got divorced, and I said, "Hey, do you like girls with tattoos?" or something like that. And then I said, "Oh my God, I posted it on my Instagram story, like, oh my God, I DM'd Bill Gates," and then I got a DM from a second account that said, "Hey, this is Bill Gates on my second account. I do like girls with tattoos. Send me your bank account number so I can fly you out. I'm gonna give you half of Microsoft." And so, yeah, and then the follow-up is basically me saying, "Guys, why do you keep telling me not to do it? Like, stop contacting my parents. Like, I'm grown. This is real. Like, you guys are just jealous." And then the third video is me in front of a overdrafted bank statement crying and saying, "Guys, I just woke up to this. I don't know what I'm gonna do. So all my money is gone." Yeah.
It's like negative $2,000.
And then, you know what really got people is when I'm crying over the screenshot, I'm like, I'm beginning to think that maybe this wasn't really him. People love that. People hated me so much for it. People hated me. They were so mad.
Why do people hate? That's so ridiculous.
Because
like, if anything, I understand them making fun of you if they thought it was real. But like, why would they report you? That's the thing that I don't get.
That I thought that I was hot enough for Bill Gates to want me. And I say this because that was the biggest backlash I got, is so many people, their reaction to the video was, "You are so fucking ugly. Bill Gates would never want you if it was the real Bill Gates. Like, what makes you think that he would choose you out of all the girls? He's the richest man in the world." That was the common response. And that's what really irritated me, because I was like, you're coming after my appearance. And this whole thing was a joke. And that's when it became like so not worth it to me. And I told you, after I got my SIM card hacked, my whole SIM card on my phone got hacked. Or mirrored or whatever. Some teenage hackers, they wanted to hack into my TikTok after this. And so to do so, I had 2FA on all my accounts, which I always do. Mm-hmm. Everyone should have two-factor authentication.
Yes.
Everyone somehow mirrored my SIM card so that when they sent a reset code to get in my TikTok, they were able to see it, the text, and get into it. And that's how they ended up wiping my whole TikTok, which up until that point, I had been posting for like 2+ years. And so I had
That's
millions of
crazy.
views that were continuing to like accumulate
Yeah.
throughout my whole page, and I lost all of it, which was really devastating to me. And
Holy shit.
yeah, and at that point too, like I was getting reset codes all the time because people were trying to hack into all my socials. So it was very normal for me to get texts of reset codes that weren't me, and I would just ignore them at that time. Yeah, they got in. And
Whoa.
they were in my
Wait.
phone for months without me realizing. And they never went to my bank. They didn't want any of my money or anything. They never robbed me because I have bank apps on my phone, obviously. They just
Yeah.
wanted
But
to get in my TikTok.
huh.
Yeah. And that ended up counting against me because in this argument that I had with people where I said this was all a joke, they go, well, then why did you delete all your videos? And that is where the logic circle goes. You can argue with these people and it just goes right back to that. And that's why it just, I eventually had to just give up. Because it always circled back to that. Why'd you wipe your page? Why'd you delete your videos if it was just a joke? I think you were just embarrassed. And now you're
Like,
denying
well, it doesn't
it.
matter.
Yeah, so.
Hey, if your biggest mistake is negative $2,900, that's a really cheap mistake.
I didn't lose money though. God damn it.
If I'm just saying,
It's a
if
joke.
I don't think it's real. It
I'm
looks
telling
super
you.
fake. It
I'm
looks
telling
super
you.
fake. Everything about it, in my opinion, looks super fake.
Okay,
Let me know in the comments section below. If you're dumb enough to think it's real, then that's up to you. But everything that I watched it once and I was like, okay, this looks pretty fake. I would have to watch it more to break it down and be like, that's definitely real because you can tell by the fact that she didn't hesitate that this isn't scripted. Like, I'm not a fucking psychoanalyst, but from what I could tell, and from the little bit of time I've known you, it looks scripted, or not scripted, but it looks.
Well, it wasn't scripted.
It looks like a fucking meme.
I'm
a fucking meme.
freestyle artist. So.
Oh damn.
Yeah, I am a stand-up comedian, freestyler. So, yeah. I
thought you sat down and streamed.
I do sit down, but.
So you're a sit-down comedian.
Okay, whatever. Anyway. But that's what I'm saying. I'm telling you it's fake, and you're sitting here like, well, I think it's fake. It looks fake to me, but we could dissect it and see if it's real. I'm like, no, I'm telling you it's fake. And everybody always has the same arguments. Like, they just want to believe so bad. Because it feeds their egos. They're like, oh my god, look at this dumb bitch.
It's not even worth the time. But it was like the girl on Twitter from yesterday.
Oh.
What's her face?
The fake, or quote unquote fake that people think is Rune Crab.
The potential fake person.
Yeah, and I feel bad for her for that because if, let's say she is a real person. She just got shoeboxed. Say her name. Let's not say her name, but she just got shoeboxed into that same scenario where it's like she's not gonna be able to argue with someone if she is
there's
real.
like no way.
They're
if she's real. But it was just the attitude. Even if the person is fake, the accusation without any proof or any prior, with nothing, you have nothing.
And you just publicly
absolutely nothing
vilified.
And then you have these people. So if you're, from my perspective, in my experience, since I've been in the gaming community for like 20 years at this point, I've known, I don't even know how many like girls that have gone in and out of the gaming community, like fucking way too many, right? Mostly going out because, the gaming community. But usually when girls enter the gaming community, they try to network with other girls. But some girls, they're either new to the community or whatever. They don't want to seem overbearing. So they'll like a post from somebody. They're like, hey, I exist. But they'll just you know, or then they'll like retweet or they'll just follow. But they do it on multiple accounts. They're like, oh, this person looks cool. Oh, this person looks cool. And stuff like that. And so you have this circle of females just like, hey, who is this? I don't know who this is. And then everyone just like rises up against it. I'm like, it's just somebody trying to get involved in the community. They just don't want to go up to a bunch of fucking sweaty try-hard tournament winners and be like, hey, I'm new to the community.
Right, and what you're saying too, because like, okay, let's just say that everything we're saying right now is just giving this person the benefit of the doubt. So like, let's say this is a real person. I just thought it was interesting how the evidence that they gave was that she had liked one of Emma's tweets, because I was like, Emma's a huge MTG creator. I would like her tweets too if I was new to the community, you know?
She does cosplay too.
Yeah, she's a big
Emma's
creator.
awesome, by the way.
Yeah,
Emma's
she
awesome.
seems really cool. Every time I've interacted with her, she's really cool. So I'm like, yeah, that's someone that I would, like, if, let's say I was framed for being a fake profile, if you pulled up my likes, I would have a couple of Emma's tweets favorited too. So I'm like, shit, that's what we're going after.
But it wasn't even that. It was the other person.
I don't know who
which I don't
is.
Yeah, I have no idea who the other person was either. I don't know. I don't even know how to say her name. But it was just pretty sure this is all part of the Krabby situation. The account was suspiciously created yesterday when certain people spoke out. Like,
I mean, it is.
They have
weird.
that the location is similar since it's in
Vancouver.
the same area. It's in Vancouver,
huge.
BC. Yeah, I'm like, oh, it's like one of the two cities.
People are like, oh my god, this person's from Canada and this person's from Canada. That cannot be true. There are not two people that live in Canada.
I know.
Absolutely not true.
They're like, it's suspicious. Granted, he does have a history of making other accounts, but still.
It is suspicious.
If she made
it is.
Regardless, if she made an account and started liking some posts, other females in the community just trying to support or whatever, just trying to get involved somehow, making stuff on her own wall says, hey, I'm new in the community, blah, 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 and just trying to network a little bit without going into people's DMs, which it seems like that's what you should be doing. I feel like she's doing it the right way.
Didn't
and
her
then
initial
everyone
post
comes up.
get like 500 likes? When she posted a photo, she's like, hey, I'm new to the MTG community. I like Commander. I want to make friends. And it was like a selfie. Did not get like 500 likes?
Yeah.
That is hugely impressive. That's a very, very massive amount of engagement to be receiving on your introductory tweet. So maybe it's suspicious the timing, but why would, I don't know, I'm not seeing the motive behind, like, let's say you want to make a fake account to be problematic and continue being problematic. Why would your first idea, I don't know, do you get what I'm saying? Kind of. Maybe it's just intimidating to certain people that she got that amount of engagement. Because, like, if this is a real person, could it be mean-spirited?
That's what it feels like.
Yeah, I was trying to say that without, I don't know, there's a roundabout way of saying it, but you know what I mean, right?
No, yeah, it definitely feels like there's at least a little bit of jealousy on some levels, because
and that's scary.
I am going to say one weird thing, because her first post was actually, I feel way too old and out of the loop to end on Twitter. And I was like, okay, so it's your first time being on Twitter or something?
Wait,
I wasn't quite sure.
Make sense. Doesn't she claim to be 23?
I don't know. It's just I feel way too old and out of the loop to end on Twitter.
Those photos are not a 23-year-old girl. I'll tell you that. I don't know a 23-year-old girl that looks like that. She looks like 27.
Yeah, I have no idea. I don't ask questions because I don't care about that shit.
Actually, let me backtrack.
I just assume everyone's lying all the time.
Let me
just
put my foot
regardless,
in my mouth.
You give everybody the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, I'm backtracking. No comment. I retract that statement.
Regardless, we backtrack everything and we just give. If some person makes an account, starts liking photos, starts posting shit, not harassing people, not attacking people, not doing anything negative, trying to be friendly. Why is, I think this person's fake? Why is that the first thing that we are going to? Why is it? And same with you and the Bill Gates thing. You were trying to be funny, or even if you are quote unquote a stupid blonde bimbo, why is the first thing, oh, you're ugly? Like why is that the first thing? Why is it not, this is a funny platform, you did a funny thing, this is funny, haha.
And just take it at face value. Yeah.
This person, exactly, this person, if it's real, it'd be like, okay, they're coming in and they're
Just want
doing
friends.
everything they need to network.
Yeah.
They're posting the selfie, hey, I'm a real person. That means you can do a Google reverse image search on both the selfies that she posted, which show negative results. I'm like, and even the person that posted the initial one was like, oh yeah, while you're investigating, do a reverse image search. And I'm like, you fucking didn't do this before you post anything? You're making accusations and you have nothing. You're starting from nothing. You're starting from actually nothing. And it's so fucking toxic.
Because you're digging a hole for someone to crawl out of. Because it's like, now this is forever going to be her introduction. But okay,
and it
let me clarify, because I realized now how hypocritical it was. I was just complaining about how people came from my appearance on the Bill Gates thing, and then I just jumped and said she doesn't look 23, she looks 27. I totally retract that. I was thinking in the mindset of using a fake page, so I got in the fake page mindset. I retract that.
Yeah.
I'm giving the benefit of the doubt. That was the wrong thing to say. So
out of line.
Benefit of the doubt. Yeah, it was hypocritical. So scratch that.
Yeah, I didn't even look that. I did the Google image search because it seemed like nobody else did, and I was like, seriously, nobody did this. And I think that's probably. I think the reason she got so many. Actually, no, only her first picture got a ton of likes. Her second picture didn't get.
She's a cute girl.
Almost any likes.
She's a cute girl, and it went viral probably because the MTG creators started favoriting it and MTG players, and then it shows up on other people's feeds, and then it just goes around, makes its rounds. But yeah, and it's annoying because it's okay to be critical of these profiles because it's very, like we were saying earlier, it's not abnormal for people to make fake accounts. It's very normal on the internet for people to do that. It's not, it's really not a reach of an accusation, but because they went ahead and posted it, now.
I just got a reply.
I wasn't pointing fingers! You posted her page! You posted her page! And she says I wasn't pointing fingers.
Wait, what? No, I didn't. Wait, what? I didn't post your page at all.
No, I'm reading the response from the person. She responded to you. She said, Strider, bro, chill. I wasn't pointing fingers. She posted a screenshot of the girl's Twitter and said it was rude grab. That is pointing a finger. How's that not pointing a finger? Come on. Come on. Come on. You directly shared her profile. Oh my god.
I don't even know what to reply. I mean, I have to do this. I'll have to think of something after.
Yeah,
I had 2 edibles while streaming, and now I had a beer. I am absolutely going to. Okay, listen. I love women. I absolutely love women. I respect women. But some girls, I swear to God, they bring out the incels, and I fucking hate incels. I hate incels more than anything.
Let's move off this topic. Yes. But what I was going to say is, it's really, full disclosure, it's awful, these accusations, and it's a really sensitive time for everybody, which is why people are on edge, because like I said, it's not abnormal for people to do it. I just said, like, in the experience of giving someone the benefit of the doubt, this person is forever now in a hole that they have to crawl out of because the post was made before the due diligence. So yeah, it's pointing fingers. It's not fair if we give people the benefit of the doubt. You know who I think is so rational on Twitter is Jana. I really agree with almost all of her points.
Jana's based as fuck.
I like her a lot.
She's based.
She made a post about it where she was like, can we not see this as bullying?
Yeah, well, because it is. Because people bullied Jana and a couple other people for doing the OnlyFans and stuff. There's a lot of different. There's so many different variances of bullying that happen in the MTG community. It's mind blowing to me, and I have no idea why I haven't been bullied because I am the biggest sack of shit in the whole MTG community, and
they can't bully you. They're not going to allow yourself to be bullied.
I mean, true, but nobody even tries.
Which is the weird thing. Why would they try to bully you? I don't see
I
that
don't
going
know.
well for anybody. You just literally just
It really doesn't, because I feel
you
it
just
doesn't make
cussed them
sense, because
out.
I don't go at anybody. I never
Right.
punch down. I punch back, and that's kind of my philosophy. Because usually anybody who knows me in DMs or anything knows that I'm an actual person.
Right. You are. I think you're a very genuine person.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You too, though. I don't know.
you.
Like, a lot of people think that all streamers always put on a front and a fake persona, but a lot of times it's either the same, or they just kind of take their normal levels and amp it up a little bit just to make it a little bit
Yeah.
just more entertaining.
Right.
Because obviously you can't just be your normal self all the time, because it will be boring. You have to go out of your way to like get a little bit more, but you don't always have to be like a Dr. Disrespect. Not everyone is a completely different character.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have, I assume people assume that about you, like you're a specific character or something?
Well, so that actually is super relevant to me, because when I first became Peaches, the caricature of Peaches, that name was given to me when I first started doing like promotion and working bottle service in the nightclub industry. So up until then, I had just, I almost felt like when I would go into the nightclub and be this promoter and this party starter and like book tables with me because I make it fun and you can party with Peaches. I almost adopted this caricature of being, like you said, myself times 100. You party with Peaches, she's going to twerk on the table, she's going to take shots, she's going to be the life of the party. That's why you want to book with her, because you get this, that, and the third. Because when you work nightclub, people, there's a million beautiful women that you can book with, and they all, because to be a bottle girl, you have to book tables, so you also have to promote.
Especially in the city that you're in.
Right.
Or the metro area.
Yeah.
Or whatever you're in.
I literally have a Tampa Bay Lightning blanket behind me. Go Tampa Bay.
Oh.
Winners.
Well, there you go.
I'm like throwing up signs. That's not signs. It's W for winners. Tampa Bay. Anyway, so that's so relevant to me, because I adopted this Peaches persona and I took it into social media and streaming, especially. And that's why I'm like, you can call me Steph or you can call me Peaches, but a lot of times you call me Steph, it makes me feel a different way than if you call me Peaches. Like when I go on stream, I'm Peaches, and I can be that girl that's like making jokes and being inappropriate and fulfilling your fantasy of what you think I should be. But I'm still me. But
all right, well, we'll be back.
It.
Oh, we'll be back.
It's still me, but I know I'm amplifying it, like you said.
Yeah, exactly.
So
and it's
you can talk to me 101. You're still gonna get the same person, but am I gonna be like, oh my god, like boner? Like, no, I'm probably not gonna talk to you like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's so, I don't know. It's so weird. It's so weird that people think everybody is fake. Because there are so many fake people online, but I feel that the people that are the fakest are the viewers, the people who aren't actual streamers or content creators. Those seem to be the fakest people.
Well, it's easy for them. Because whatever persona you adopt,
and I think that's why they think every streamer and content creator is fake, because it's easy for them to be fake, because they don't have to push that fakeness. They don't have to maintain it. Exactly.
Because you let it slip, and now you're fucked. So it's like, if you're gonna adopt a persona, it has to be very close to your genuine personality, because you're on stream for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. There's no way to maintain a front while streaming that much. You're gonna slip. So yeah, I agree with you.
Do you remember the guy that got caught for pretending he was handicapped?
Oh my god, yes. What the oh my god,
I told
yes.
What was his name?
That was so fucked. Just search Twitch streamer stands up from wheelchair and you'll see it. That video
Zillion, that's right, it was Zillion. That's right, it was Zillion.
I can't imagine.
Because he was
depraved are you?
Well, the thing was, he was in like a car accident. He was legitimately in a wheelchair for like 6 months to a year or something. But he just never told people that he didn't need it anymore. So like a year or two later, he was still like pretending to be in the wheelchair.
He just
like
kept it.
obviously,
He's like, I bought this
yeah,
wheelchair. I'm gonna make use of
like
it. It's so bizarre.
yeah, but he was telling people that he still needed it. He was telling people
You
he
know
still
what's,
had the
and you know what
disability.
that kind of reminds me of, and it's fucked up. I should honestly not admit this, but when my grandpa passed away, my grandpa spent the last couple years of his life in a wheelchair because he got to a really old age. And when he passed away, R.I.P. We collected his things, and we had to collect the wheelchair. So my dad kept it in storage, and sometimes when we need extra seating, like for Thanksgiving or something, if we need like an extra chair,
Just pull out the wheelchair.
Pull out the wheelchair.
Hey, gotta do what you gotta do,
right? That's kind of fucked up.
Is it?
Is
it not like a? It's not like a in memory of. Do you have somebody special sitting in it or anything?
Sometimes my dad's baby mama sits in it.
So it's not even a fake, like, yeah, let's honor grandpa. It's like, fuck, we need a chair. Where's the chair? We got a lawn chair? No, they're all out here. Wheelchair. We got a wheelchair.
Yeah. It's like grandpa's at the table with us.
Yeah, see, it's there. It's like he never left.
Yeah. Okay, anyway. What else should we talk about? We just covered so much.
I know. It's just, yeah, this whole podcast is a shit show.
I'm nervous. I'm nervous
not
about
this one. It's just everything. It's every podcast is always, it makes no sense.
Well, you know how I was telling you, I was like, I think for the most part, I like to try and maintain an agreeability. Because it's like, you maintain agreeability. You can't really piss anybody off. You kind of keep like a general, you know. I feel like coming on this podcast, I feel like some opinions have been said and some... Now I don't feel like I have that...
What?
Protection of being agreeable. Maybe. I don't know. Do you feel like that? I feel like you're a very opinionated person, so you wouldn't feel like that, which is good. But I feel like you have to almost rip the Band-Aid off when you are opinionated for the first time.
Maybe. Well, the thing is that when you're on somebody else's podcast and then that person is very opinionated, it's hard for you as a guest on the podcast to be like, no, you're a fucking idiot. What are you talking about? You know, that type of thing. That can be an uncomfortable situation. And if, you know, the other person that is hosting the podcast is a quote unquote bigger creator on that particular platform, being like Twitch or YouTube or whatever, it kind of has that pseudo power dynamic. So that could like almost edge you into either joining in on the conversation that you're not comfortable in really exploring, or like you're like, I don't really want to talk about this. Yeah, you're not like super comfortable. So obviously if you're ever kind of feeling that way, just tell me to fuck off.
No,
or just tell me to shut up.
I think we have enough of a dynamic to where if I feel like if I said something stupid, you would be like, yeah, that's stupid. Like,
yeah, well, I would for sure. But and in DMs, you usually do the same thing. You're like, shut up or whatever.
Yeah.
And so it's fine. It's fine. You should.
I was just
nobody should ever have that fear. If somebody's gonna call me out and then give me some proof, and I will gladly admit that I'm stupid. And if you're not a sub to my channel, I will gift you a sub to my channel. Because I would rather be correct.
Right. Yeah.
I would rather be made a fool to become correct, be able to correct myself going forward, than to pretend that I'm correct when I know I'm wrong and then continue with that fraud.
Right.
You know, that's just not the kind of person I am. I can be very aggressive and abrasive, but
yeah,
I would much rather be correct than anything else.
Yeah, and I feel that way too. Like, I correct myself all the time.
Yeah. So I've been wrong. I'll be wrong again, but I try to be as accurate as possible. But I do have my opinions on things.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was good. Yes. What else should we talk about?
Yes. So the next thing, I had a lot of questions. Okay. The makeup artist. You said you were a full-time makeup artist?
Yeah.
Were you doing VFX stuff, like for movies, like zombie stuff, or are you talking like?
So I did. I worked with a talent agency based out of Orlando, So I originally went to cosmetology school, and my original plan was to do hair. And in the middle of cosmetology school, because it takes about a year to complete, I reached out to a talent agency in Orlando, asking if they needed like help with a makeup artist to do photo shoots for their talent. And they responded to me, and we started working together, and I started doing like photo shoot makeup. And then I started doing like makeup for shows. Like I did makeup for like a Wild 'N Out show. If you know what Wild 'N Out is, like with Nick Cannon.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was really cool. I dropped out of cosmetology school, so I'm a beauty school dropout. Applause. And after
Is
that,
that
I
the
got
most stereotypical thing you've ever said?
Yeah. Well, no. I think there's a lot of stereotypes you could put on me, probably, but that is
Pumpkin
one of them.
spice.
No, you can't. You can't put that one on me.
Okay.
But yeah, after that, I got into wedding makeup, and I worked as a wedding makeup artist for like a year, and I got so burnt out, and it was the worst. And
Really? That sounds like it would make bank. Oh, that's got to be stressful, though.
So the reason why I didn't make bank is because I dropped out, so I wasn't licensed in the state of Florida. And the company that I started working under, this was different. I wasn't with a talent agency anymore. I went under a bridal company, and they kind of took advantage of the fact that I wasn't licensed, and they took like 60% commission, because they were like, they took 60% commission on everything I did, and I supplied my own kit. So I'm buying all my own makeup, and they overworked me so bad. The reason I quit is because there was one day where I was driving from one wedding to another wedding, and I almost crashed my car because I hadn't slept, and I fell asleep at the wheel, and I had to pull over, and I quit because I was like, this is too much. But basically what they would do is they would have me wake up at like 4 a.m., 3 or 4 a.m. for an Indian wedding, because they specialize in Indian weddings, and Indian weddings are like very long all-day events. And then I would finish the morning of the Indian wedding, get out of there like 8 a.m. and go to like an American wedding, like more Western wedding, and I would work those. And then let's say one wedding, with the amount of bridesmaids you're doing, so let's say one wedding is 7 makeup applications. They send you to 2 or 3 in a day. I'm doing anywhere from 7 to 21 faces. It was just so much. It was a lot. I was exhausted. And then you do that 3 days a week.
That's a lot.
3 days a week, maybe 2 or 3 days a week, and you're driving yourself. You have all your supplies.
If it's only like 2 or 3 days a week, that's less bad. But if you're using your own kit and they're taking a shit ton,
you're using your own kit, and one makeup application
that's ridiculous.
Is anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour and a half long.
Yeah.
Times 7, times 3, and you're driving, and you have to pack up. Let's say it's one of those days that you woke up at 3 a.m.
Yeah, so it's like 14-hour days, 3 days a week.
Yeah, and they would have it where like, okay, you do the Indian wedding in Orlando.
That's the dream. That is the dream.
So I drive to Orlando, which is 2 hours away. Wake up at 3 a.m. do it. Then they'd send me somewhere in Tampa. So at 8 a.m. I'm driving 2 hours to Tampa.
They give you a gas
It
allowance?
was so fucked. They took advantage of me because I didn't have the license, so I had to work underneath another artist. I'm still doing the work. I'm just not getting the money. So
yeah, no, that's fucked. Yeah, that sucks.
That's when I was like, okay, I'm going to go be a bottle girl.
If you got paid a lot more,
then
would you have gotten burnt out the same? Like, what if you got double? I don't know how much you were getting, but what if you got double of what you were getting?
I was not getting a lot. I'll tell you that.
Like a double of $1 is still $2.
Well, let's say I would get like my paychecks. My paychecks were like $300, $400. I could just waitress. You know?
Yeah, you can make $300-$400.
I mean,
if you went to a bottle service and promoter, you can make $300-$400 in a night easily.
I mean, if you're making $300 $400, you need to go to another club, because the girls are making $1,000 a night. The girls are making $1,000 a night.
Oh, like you could do that like what, an hour or two, depending on what you're doing. You're like, oh, I gotta print out flyers. Yeah, I'm like, if you're printing out flyers for that hour, you're not gonna.
And that's what ultimately happened. Is my first bottle service job was at a strip club. So yeah, I walked in the strip club. I saw what I was making, and I was like, I'm never touching makeup again. Obviously, I still do my own makeup, but it is interesting when I look back at like my career journey, and I think like
Mm-hmm.
what used to be such a failure for me, because I thought it was all this wasted time and resources, but it ultimately tied into my streaming because now I can do stage makeup, I can do show makeup, and I can put it on
Yeah.
myself and increase the quality of my stream. So
Yeah, exactly.
honestly, it wasn't a failure.
Yeah, no, it's not at all.
Yeah.
And that's what also another thing people don't understand. There's so many things. There's so many things. I feel this is probably going to sound really sexist, but I
Oh
swear it's
God,
not.
I'm scared.
Sexist in a good way.
What?
Okay.
I'm scared.
Well, I grew up with 3 older sisters, all right?
Okay.
So this is a very obviously limited
Right.
experience and what's going on. But at a younger age, they started getting into makeup. They started looking pretty and like presenting themselves for whatever reason, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whether it was just to, I don't know, look pretty, whether it was to look good for guys, whether I don't know what the reason was. I didn't really ask. It was just like a thing. I was like, okay, you're putting on makeup, whatever. But I know that most girls start doing it like, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. But it was just always a constant thing to where girls were always doing it and they're always like improving it and tweaking it and changing it a little or most anyway. Um, and it was that's like the first step into marketing, in my opinion.
Right. I agree with you.
And I don't think people notice that. They're like, oh, it's so easy for girls
No.
to get like 100 viewers really quickly because they're women and guys just want to. I'm like, I don't think you quite understand because they've been working on how to advertise themselves, how to
Right.
perfect the way things look for like 10 years before you ever even thought about what the fuck you're supposed to be even doing. And like the amount of experience that they have before they even started that go live button
Yeah.
pales everything that you've done.
Right. And that's why I think people like it's different, I think, for a male creator versus a female creator because let's say you want to get ready for a stream. How long does it take you to get ready for a stream?
30, 45 minutes?
It takes me
Something
three
like that?
hours. 3 hours,
Yeah,
literally.
that's
And people
that's ridiculous.
and that's why people tell me all the time, stream more, you should stream more. I can't stream
No.
more. I can't. And it's not because I get tired from streaming, because even though my social battery does kind of run out by the end of the weekend, I have to stand in my mirror and stare at myself for 3 hours.
Like,
I'm
ew.
tired. I don't want to do it. And I do it every time. And it's like, and they're like, they always say the same thing to me. They go, just do a makeup free stream. Just go on without it. You don't need it. You're beautiful. But you create this quality of a stream and then you want to maintain its consistency. And now it's a whole thing.
Yeah.
You can't, I don't know. It's painting a picture for somebody and just creating this level of your stream, and then it's just maintaining it after that. But I agree with what you're saying, because it's like makeup is not easy to do, and
But then you also have hair, and then
hair.
a lot of times picking out outfits, making sure your background matches your outfit,
Yeah.
making sure your certain specific fucking plushies or whatever you have in the background are like, I
Among
know
Us.
you fucking organize. I know you did something with that. Don't even act like I don't know that.
I
And
was-
see, this is what I'm saying. Guys don't do that. I have like my backpack right here. I don't even know what you see. But like, I shouldn't have that there. I have that there because work.
Well,
Like, I should. There's things like that. Like you focus on that shit, and it makes the quality of it better. It makes it more homey. You go to your stream and it has cameras like that, and you're like, okay, this is much more welcoming. You feel more comfortable. It's not chaotic. It's clean. It's organized. Like
Right.
it just looks and feels homey.
and what's really relevant about that is exactly how I was saying that my makeup skills ended up directly tying into my stream skills. Also, me working in a strip club has tied into me streaming so much, because the strip club I worked at, I sat down with the owner, and this guy has been running the most successful strip club in Tampa for years. And he always gives the girls like good advice and tries to just like explain to them, because even though even though I was just a bottle server and I wasn't exactly a dancer, those skills tie in together. So a lot of like the skills of being a dancer were relevant. And one of the things he would say is you have to create a fantasy for people. That's the biggest part about entertaining someone, is even though you do all this stuff and it all goes into it, you have to make it seem like you are in this fantasy world. This is just your life. This is how it always is. You always look like this. You're always nice to people. You always are this and that, and maintain this image, because once you break it, now you lose the fantasy and the allure is gone and the entertainment value is kind of gone. It's like, it's
wonky.
Yeah, I mean, there is obviously like vulnerability is very nice and like relatability, but creating the fantasy the same way that if you were on a movie set, you want to maintain the fantasy of where you are, it goes into any entertainment.
Yeah, it really does. And that is really difficult, but that's why a lot of people say, stream 3, maybe 4 days a week as well. It really just helps. It helps build up anticipation for your show, number one, and also enables you to focus more time on promoting the stream by either going to other platforms.
Yeah.
But also helps prevent you from getting burnt out, which also kind of leads to a lesser chance of you breaking that like fantasy, or like you look at people like XQC and Amaranth, those fucking freaks of nature. They're streaming 14 hours a day, like Hassan. They're streaming, 12 hours a day, 7 days a week for 58 years. And you're like, what in the fuck? How are you doing that? That's not normal. People don't do that. If you're trying to stream, don't do that. Don't do that.
I very briefly had a friendship with a streamer like that.
Oh, wait, actually, before we go on, I had something about like the people talking about how, just do a makeup-less stream and stuff.
Yeah.
Did you see when Pokimane did that? Okay. Do you know who Pokimane is?
Yeah. God. Of course.
Yeah.
You think I'm like uncultured in Twitch lore? I don't know who Pokimane is?
I don't know. Okay. So did you see her without makeup? She didn't do her hair and she didn't do her makeup because she's what's her nationality?
I don't know.
I forgot. Wait, was it Pokimane? Is it Valkyrie? No, it had to. It was Pokimane, right?
I don't know. I don't know. You're telling me about this.
Yes, okay,
Did she get
it was
backlash?
Pokimane.
What
she has
happened?
really curly hair.
Okay, I knew that much.
And yeah.
Did she get backlash?
Yeah, she got a shit ton of backlash because people thought it was fake and shit. People thought
she has makeup on.
Yeah, she has makeup on. It was when she didn't do her hair.
It looks cute like that.
Or she like didn't straighten her hair. Yeah, and people were like freaking out about it. That was her natural hair, and people were like, super upset about it.
Interesting.
And then, or I guess she did less makeup because she looks more like her nationality, which I don't fucking remember what it is.
Right. Well, I think people mentally subscribe to what they think they're getting, and then they want to see it every time. So that's why the consistency is important.
She's Moroccan. Yeah. So people just thought she was like white. And or Asian, I guess. I don't know what the fuck. And so she had like curly hair and she had a darker skin tone. And everyone was like, what the fuck? What is this? And people were like freaking out and like mad at her for not doing her hair and makeup. I'm like, this is why girls do their hair and makeup. Because of this exact reason.
Well, I think
start doing it and it's hard to completely shift.
You don't know these people. So it's the parasocial relationship of you have to create your own perception of this person based on what they show you. So you can only work with what they show you. And I think people get really uncomfortable when they have an idea formed and then it slips and they see something that they're not comfortable with, not used to, and now they don't know how to react. I think it just ties into that parasocial.
Yeah.
Because it's
But then
ridiculous.
it's back to the fantasy, because you're
Right.
setting the fantasy for other
Right.
people. So if you're setting that expectation and then you're breaking that expectation, you're almost giving them a reason to feel mad because
Yeah.
you're breaking it, not them, and so they
Because you said it,
feel
yeah.
weird.
Because
Yeah.
you said it.
But
Yeah, so anything
I
you set,
think-
you have to maintain, basically.
Yeah, I think John did really good. John Likes Games did really good with that. He's the one who always has like a
Yeah.
hat and a suit on all
I
the
know him,
time.
yeah.
But
He's
he has channel point rewards for it to wear like a casual t-shirt. Or he also has one where he can like wear a kilt. And you can actually redeem stuff to make him change his typical outfit. So it's possible that you could do something, since it's still relatively early on in your Twitch career. You could be like, oh, redeem, 100,000 or 250,000 channel points, and I'll do a I didn't do my hair stream, or a I don't do my eye makeup stream. I don't know, do a whatever. It's possible that you could kind of weave in.
I have tested
Yeah,
that
just kind
theory
of weave it
because,
in.
I was streaming on Mondays very briefly. I stopped streaming on Mondays because I realized, because that's a night that I have my son. So I would have to put him to sleep and then get on stream and get ready for stream in between those things. And what I was doing was I was not managing my time well. Shocker. And so I was getting on stream without my eye makeup on, or without my eyelashes on. And my engagement was ass. It was so bad, so that I just stopped streaming. But I don't know if it was because it was Mondays. I don't know if it was because my eye makeup was missing. I don't know if it was because I was playing Historic Brawl. It could have been any of those factors. But I do think
could have been a combination, and also a day that you don't normally stream.
Yeah.
So
but
people didn't expect you to be streaming.
I do think that like me not looking the same way as I always do probably played into it. I don't know. You know?
Yeah, I don't know. It could be a lot of things.
Yeah.
It could be all of those things. It could be none of those things. It could be a combination. Yeah. I mean, there's too many things. If you're just doing it once and you're trying to get some meaningful data out of it, you're just
I did it like
driving yourself crazy.
3 times, I think. 3 times before I was like, this is so a waste of my time.
Yeah. Mondays are pretty brutal usually. But everyone's going back to work on Monday and they're like, huh,
yeah.
I don't want to do anything.
I mean, you do say I'm like very early on in my Twitch career, I could change, but I don't feel that way. Because even though I am extremely early on in it, I feel like I've already garnered a core group of viewers to where I feel like if I was to make a drastic change, it would still be like offensive to people. Not like offensive, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like I already have like a core set of viewers.
Yeah, you definitely have your loyal viewers. I guess it depends on what kind of drastic change you're referencing. If you're just doing like a channel point one where it's don't do your hair for one stream, it's just a one stream thing, and it's you're not breaking an entire thing. Then it's like an event. It's like, oh my god, we get to see Peaches without her hair done for one stream.
Like
this is fucking crazy. And then you could get more viewers because of that.
Right.
And
That's true.
or something. There's various things, because I know John was getting more viewers when he was doing like his casual days, because you can advertise it as that.
Right.
If you like makeup list stream or whatever. And
yeah.
like,
well, that's kind of like that's just people wanting to kind of peer into your intimate life, and that's why I think Fan House is a good tool to utilize people's instinctual like interest in that, you know, because it's like Fan House is meant to be like a more intimate look where you post things about your day that you normally wouldn't post, or you share selfies that are just you doing mundane things, or like that's what it's for. It's like that would be my way of doing it, because I don't see myself wanting to do a stream where I don't do my hair, because if I'm not in my full appearance that I'm used to, I'm not in my caricature, and it's like not only is me getting ready for a stream to fit the appearance part, it's also me getting into my zone of
hyping yourself up. You're like
becoming my entertainment self. I'm becoming like, you know, I'm getting ready to do the stream. So yeah, I don't see myself doing that, but it is a good idea.
That makes sense though.
Yeah.
That all makes sense. I can definitely see it. So
yeah.
And I think that's why a lot of people don't do it, to be honest. I think a lot of people have the same exact opinion you do.
Well,
Does it make sense?
Ash Lizzle, when she doesn't want to get ready, I'm pretty sure she just does the Pokemon, the Pokemon
Oh, that's
V
right. She has
VTube.
a
She
yeah, she does a
VTubes when
VTube
she doesn't want
thing.
to get ready, which I think is smart. Because then
Yeah, I forgot all
she's
about that.
not breaking the fantasy. She's just a VTuber, which is also
Yeah,
successful path. So
yeah.
smart.
You could just have. There's a lot of VTubers in Magic. At least there was. There was a really big boom in Magic VTubers for I want to say like 6 months, and now I just don't hear anything about them. It's like they all just stopped playing Magic, or I don't know what happened.
Well, you saw Saffron Olive tweeted out like statistically last month was the lowest month of Magic viewers since Arena launched.
Oh yeah, yeah. I posted some other things because when you compare just like the viewership of Magic, and you're saying okay, the viewership on Magic is as low as it's been since Arena first launched, that looks bad. But if the Twitch platform was also declining at a crazy rate as far as overall viewership,
Is
that
it?
would make sense. It's not. Twitch viewership is going
Like,
up.
so that's bad because
Exactly.
Magic's going down
So
and
it's
Twitch is going
double
up.
bad. Exactly.
Yeah, I
So I was
mean,
like, it's really cool when you put. I tagged MTG Arena. This is why MTG hates me. But I was like, it's really cool if you put the Twitch viewership stats right next to the MTGA viewership stats. You put them next to each other. It makes a cool little rooftop.
that's so bad. I wish I saw that. I didn't see that. That's hilarious. You're such
I've
a shit starter.
I've gotten DMs from creators that are like, this was a hilarious tweet, but I can't like it.
Yeah,
I
that
can't
makes
like
sense.
it because they actually do stuff with WotC, where they're getting things.
Yeah.
I've had a couple creators come to me and they're like, hey, you know, if you just chilled out on WotC for like 6 months to a year, we could get you some like sponsorship stuff with WotC.
Yeah,
And
but
I'm
what
like,
is it worth anymore?
I'm not gonna. Well, it's not even what it's worth because they don't. It's not like they pay you shit.
Right.
And you don't have to say anything on this. Don't say anything. Okay, don't say anything.
I was kind of having fun on my villain arc with you, just sharing all my opinions. But I'll
Yeah.
be
So
quiet.
when they do early access program, you have to put the hashtag sponsored in your stream title because if you're being sponsored by somebody, you have to do it. The thing is,
Yeah.
they're not actually giving you anything. They give you an early access account, and that's technically what they're sponsoring you with. They're not giving you additional codes to give out. But the thing is, these accounts, they have gems on them, and those gems are worth money. So technically, they're renting you an account. So you have to put that hashtag sponsored. And it's like they're not even doing anything. And even if you get a preview card, they don't pay you for that. So any type of video you make from it, if there's any type of production, if you have an editor to do anything, they don't pay you for any of that stuff. Nothing. You get nothing. So and it looks like they're starting to give creators like boxes that'll have a few packs and stuff in it, which is cool, or a t-shirt. That stuff's cool, but it's like
Do you hear yourself?
that's like something
They're
I
starting
would
to give
do.
creators a T-shirt. Do you hear
Yeah.
yourself?
Well, no, it's a box with like
Yeah,
some
I've seen
packs
it.
and
I
a
saw
t-shirt.
the
Yeah.
I saw the ones they did for New Capenna. It looked cool.
Yeah, I'm like some of them look cool, and I'm like, oh, cool, sweet, but it's not money. It's like,
Well,
what do you want me to do with this? I can't
think
increase the quality of my stream with this.
a lot of people, when you're starting out on Twitch, just to give you some perspective, because you've been doing content creation for so long, so some perspective from someone who started out on Twitch, not as a Magic streamer. I did not start out as a Magic streamer. I started out as a Fortnite streamer. A lot of people will tell you the best way to grow on Twitch is to niche. So, not to sound inauthentic, because when I authentically love playing Magic, but Magic was suggested to me as a niche category to try. And then when I tried the game, I became obsessed with the game. It's a great game. But that was how I originally got into it. So it's like I already knew that it wasn't going to have a lot of viewership in it, and that was okay for me. But I think at some point, let's say that Magic's viewership keeps declining, I'm not going to stop playing Magic, But you notice how a lot of these Magic streamers are becoming variety streamers recently. At some point, there is going to have to be a shift where people are going to have to expand or be shit out of luck. So,
yeah.
I mean, not that it's going to happen anytime soon, because especially like I am such a newer Magic streamer, I feel like I can stream Magic for a long time. Like a lot of these people who have been switching to variety streams have been streaming for like a ton of years. So,
oh yeah, like
but
I think Jeff Hooglin was probably one of the first ones to start going to multiple different games, or maybe one of the first notable ones, because once he does go back to Magic, even if it's Magic Online or Magic Arena, he's still gonna break like 1,000 or 2,000 viewers. Like he's still
Seriously?
huge, and even when he plays other games, he's gonna go down to like 500 viewers.
Still a lot.
But initially, when he went to other games, he was getting like 200 to 300 viewers. But now the other games, he's getting up to 500. So not only is his Magic viewership, because I think he was hovering around 900 on his Magic viewership streams, and now they're going up to like 1,500, 2K, and now his other streams are going up to 500. So it's like almost all of his stuff has doubled ish, or at least that's what it looks like on the outside. I'd have to dig into his numbers more, but
interesting.
But a lot of people seem to be really, really struggling when they try to go to a different game or a different genre. But I mean, he's been content creating for fucking like, he's been streaming for like a decade.
Yeah. Well, and that's, so they say that you should niche in what you stream, but you should also have multiple forms of social media to where you're not just focused on streaming on Twitch.
Yeah.
Definitely. Which makes sense. So
yeah.
That's why I was like, that's why I had the idea to create the fan house, because it's like I always told myself I would never go back to OnlyFans. I don't enjoy OnlyFans. I used to cry every night. It was just so miserable. It was awful. The messages that people would send you, and then they were rude to you because they expect so much, and if you're not giving it to them, then they're like, I just paid you $3 and you're not showing me your vagina. Like, it's just like, they're just, it was insane on OnlyFans. Like, the culture of OnlyFans is very predatory and aggressive.
Yeah. I can definitely see that.
So I
because
swore
everywhere else
they're
demonized for it.
Right. Because people hate OnlyFans girls. Even the people who subscribe to them fucking hate them. Maybe not everybody. But people, you know, it's just so stigmatized that it's like they'll jerk off to what you post, but they hate you.
I think they hate themselves and then just take it out on, which is so weird to me. Maybe they do hate you. I don't know. What is the psychology? What is that?
I think the psychology is that you represent things that they cannot have access to. And even though they're attracted to it and want it, they resent you because they cannot have access to you in real life and they have to go about this route. So it's like they want the content that you're putting out. But the fact that they have to pay for it and that you are selling it and gaining something from it that they can't organically get, they're like, fuck you. But let me get it.
but
here. Slide it over
here. put it in the syringe real quick.
Yeah.
I got something.
But yeah.
But yeah, I sent you a link. It's to this book. It's not even really a book, but it's like a page thing, or it's a few pages. It's called 1,000 True Fans, and it's really, really cool. It's a really cool concept. If you have 1,000 true fans, these are people that will like follow you on whatever you're going to do, whether you're doing YouTube stuff, whether you're doing Twitch stuff. 1,000 people is a lot of people, don't get me wrong. But if these 1,000 people give you $1,000 a year, so it's like a little bit less than $100 a month, which is not necessarily unreasonable for content creation, because that includes ads, that'll include subscriptions, that'll include donations, bits, all that other stuff across all your platforms, right? Merch, if you're doing merch sales. So if you have 1,000 people giving you $1,000 each year, you're making $100,000 a year. That's like the breaking point of where things are good, and that's where everything is reliable, quote unquote, is once you get to that 1,000 true fans mark. But it's a really, really interesting article. I 100% recommend it for any content creator out there. 1,000 true fans. Super, super important. I'll have it in the
I'm so far off from 1,000, but that is good. That's
most people
good
are, but it gives you more of a hope that you're like, oh my god, I'm either gonna be making 20K a year, or I'm gonna be, XQC or Ninja or Ludwig or Valkyrie or
it's like
Amaranth.
Winning the lottery.
It's like,
that's hard to do.
Yeah, no, it was easier to do back then because there was less people. It is more saturated now. You just have to put content everywhere.
Yeah.
Because
the
more places you're at, the more places people can find you.
Aren't you already in the top 1% of Twitch? Just to have, like an average of 30 viewers already puts you in the top 1% because of how huge the population of Twitch is?
Something like that. It's
Because I'm pretty sure the majority of Twitch gets 0 to 3 views.
Yeah, I think the majority of it is that. And then even then, I don't even know if that controls for bots. Like if you include Nightbot, Stream Elements, all those. I don't know if it includes those bots, like the actual bots that are in the channel. I don't know if it excludes your own, because if you're watching your own stream on like your own whatever, just on a different screen or whatever, I don't know if it excludes that, because that could cut down the average viewers even more. Like, there's so many. The numbers are so flubbed, and then there's a lot of other bots that are just in the background trying to collect data, not necessarily on you, but collecting data on streams in general. Like, okay, what's the average length of a stream? So they just have a bot that's like pulsating in a channel, that type of thing. I don't know how this information is collected, because Twitch doesn't typically offer any of that information for whatever reason.
I got a little bit of insight when I don't know if I told you this, but I participated in Twitch's Women's History Month. So they put me on the Women's History Month shelf. So I think they had about, oh my god, how many freaking creators were they? It actually was not that many creators that participated in it. Because if you want to participate in those things, you have to opt in to getting those participation emails, and then after that you fill out a survey, and if you meet requirements for whatever they're looking for, then you get the email. So that's how I got to be part of it. And there was not that many creators in it. I really think there was not even like 1,000. I think there was 800 creators in it, maybe? Anyway.
That doesn't surprise me. Most people ignore their emails.
Right. They sent me so much information, which I wish I could share, but all of it is NDA, I guess, or like, this is all non-disclosed, blah, blah, blah. They sent me really useful information just about like being on the front page and stuff. It was really cool. And then they're like, we're going to be collecting a ton of data based on how you guys perform on the shelf, because I think they've only tested the shelf for like maybe like 2 or 3 times at this point. Because it's not it's on the main page, but it's not the carousel. So it's just a recommended shelf that goes to everybody, like the carousel, but it's not the carousel. So it's like you're not gonna get as much traffic. But like I went on the front page and I think I got.
Is that the channels we think you'll liked? It
would be there, but it would be above it, and it would say Women's History. And it would show up for everybody. And it would be the same shelf for everybody. They don't always
have that there then? They don't always have it?
No, they don't always have it. But it would be like, it's like not tailored recommendation. It's like if you're on the shelf, you're showing up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
So it was cool. Yeah, it was really cool. And then it was like they rotated creators in and out. So I think I was only on the shelf like 1 time. I don't know. But it was really cool. I got a cool screenshot.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Did you get a boost in viewers?
It wasn't a huge boost. I did get a brief boost when I was on it. It wasn't massive. And then they said that. They're like, don't expect to have like suddenly like 10,000 viewers.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah. But I think I got like an extra 100, 200 viewers. I was like, okay, that's cool. Cool experience.
Did you get some followers though? That's what's important.
I don't think I didn't benefit from it a ton, but I have a screenshot literally where it says Women's History, and it's just my stream. And I was like, wow, Peaches is Women's History.
Okay, let's calm the fuck down. All right,
Yeah,
let's calm
I'm
the
like,
fuck down. Let's put this back. Right? Don't get too cocky here. Don't get too cocky.
I'm kidding. But that's what the screenshot looks like, and that's why it's hilarious to me. Because I'm like, I'm gonna treasure this forever.
Oh my god. Okay, it would be great if you did another like Bill Gates-esque TikTok, but did that. Be like, oh my god, Twitch says that I am women's history.
That's my sense of humor, and I think that would be hilarious. But this is why
so
people
good.
hate me.
It would be so good.
Shit like
oh
that.
my god, and you could do it.
They would be like,
that's what sucks. It would be so good.
They'd be like, "You're setting women back thousands of years. You eat that." Because in this screenshot too, it looks like I'm topless because I was wearing like some tiny little.
Do you
bra.
have it? I need to see this. I need
to
this
find it.
immediately.
I was wearing like some tiny little bralette, and like it just looks like me topless. Women's history. That was so bad.
I don't know if that's better or worse.
It's so bad. Wait, I need to find this. Oh my god. When
okay, while you
Women's
find
History
that,
Month? April? May?
I have no
March?
idea.
God, I'm such a bad pioneer of women's history.
I know, now I feel like I'm a wife beater or something because I have no idea.
Oh my god.
I don't know any month.
That was a reach. Wait,
Well, it's
I'm
like
close.
I don't know when any holidays are. I don't know any. I know when Cinco de Mayo is. I know when 4th of July is.
You're snitching on yourself. All the drinking holidays. Well, all the
No,
holidays
it's because
have their day in the month.
Yes, I know the holidays that have their day. Exactly. That's it.
Where is it?
I know
close.
Black Friday is the last Friday of November. Yes, because you get all the cheap shit. I like that. And then Thanksgiving is the day before. And then Christmas and New Year's, obviously.
Celebrate Thanksgiving and Christmas. So I just.
No, I celebrate Black Friday. I just know that Thanksgiving exists.
I'm so close. Oh my god. Wait, what were you saying while I'm grabbing this?
Oh yeah. While you were gonna do that,
Oh,
I was just gonna go pee and then grab another beer. So we can...
I found it.
Wait, are you gonna? All right, show me here.
I need to crop it so it's
This
better.
seems ridiculous. I need this. Set it as your profile picture. Oh my god. All right, come on. All right. I'll be back. I need to fill my water too. I got nothing. Holy shit! Don't you have to stream?
Yeah,
Are you
but
supposed to go live?
I stream like anytime from like 1 to like 4, so it's okay.
Are you sure? I don't want to make you late. Now I feel bad.
Do you know?
Wait,
I'm always late to my
You
streams.
didn't. I don't know.
My
I'm always streaming
community-
when you start
my-
your stream.
My community, every time I say a time I stream, they go, okay, so add 3 hours to that.
Yeah, it looks like you just have a towel around your boobs. Like you just got out of the shower, but with makeup on and everything.
Women's History Month.
Women's History Month. Attorney prep, yay.
I was such a little baby back then, too.
Wait, when was this?
April, I think? No, March?
So like 1 month
February,
ago?
March.
You're like, I
March.
was a baby back then.
Well, if you think about it, I've only been streaming for about 8 months. So every month for me is transformative.
Oh, I suppose that's true.
Like, I look back at
I
this
don't
and I'm
know.
like, oh my god, I was playing Orzhov?
Ew.
Such a baby.
Or is that mid-range too?
Big baby.
Ah. That's a gurk.
I was probably playing like Edgar, Charmed, whatever. Cringe.
You only did that because Edgar's hot.
No, I did that. I only did that because when I first started playing Magic, I only knew how to play removals. Basically, it was like the only thing I knew how to do is play removal because I think removal is one of the easiest strategies.
Exactly. That's why I only play land destruction.
Okay, land destruction is the easiest strategy. But no, I think like in my evolution
I don't even
of
have to
being
pay
a
attention
Magic
to the
player, I think I started with removal and then got more comfortable being like, okay, I can play with creatures and not have to like, oh my god, he put something on the board, I need to remove it right now or I'm gonna die. You know? I mean, removal is a useful tactic, but only playing removal is definitely Like I grew out of
I
it.
feel so attacked. I feel so attacked.
I mean, it's just my opinion. Don't take my opinion as law.
No, you're probably right. I never said I was a good Magic player.
Oh my god.
Mine would be Women's History Month. Title would be, "Oh no, this can't be happening."
That's so good.
What happened to the world? That's what it would be.
Wait,
oh my god.
You're gonna have to put that screenshot up on the video so people can see.
Yeah, I'll send it to Certified. If that said 69 viewers instead of 63.
I was gonna say the same thing. Can you
shit.
Photoshop it?
Holy.
I'm Certified Photoshop it to 69.
All right, I'll make sure. We'll have to cut out this whole part.
No, it's
Just
okay.
this
It's not
little
that.
part.
We don't have to lie that hard. We'd be scammers.
He'll probably show it and then he'll just like cross it out with a red X and just put a 9 or something. He'll make it. It'll be like obviously Photoshop.
Yeah, he's a good editor. He makes things really funny.
Yeah, he does stupid shit from time to time. I like Certified.
Yeah, he seems cool.
A resource for the podcast. Boom. Oh my gosh. It's so ridiculous. Yeah, so wait, what happened to your podcast? I mean, I know what happened. Maybe not podcast, but your little show. I saw that look. Do you not want to talk about that? We don't have to talk about that.
We can just talk about in a general sense of what happened.
Yeah.
I want to
talk about I want to talk about what do you mean uninspired? Did you see that first episode? Did you watch it?
I watched it like 20 million times as I was editing it. When I edit, I literally rewatch from the beginning, like every 20 minutes of editing, I rewatch the whole thing just to keep my idea of the video, like my perspective wide on the, like, you know what I'm saying? Like as I'm editing zoom ins and memes and like clipping for conciseness, I'm not just going through it. I'm going through a couple parts, rewatching, then continuing, rewatching up to that part. And you know what I'm saying? So
yeah, like a good chef would. You gotta taste everything as it goes on.
Yes, I've seen that episode. I could probably recite it to you from the beginning.
It's a great episode.
Thank you.
It was a great show.
It was really good. It was fun. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I feel uninspired because I think the idea that I had for it originally shifted a little bit, which is not
that
bad.
happens a lot though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that happens all the time.
And then I think, I don't know, honestly, this might be a little bit of an excuse, but I've told you this before, I'm bipolar. So one of the things that I've kind of come to realize in my short streaming journey so far is that I really have to ride the waves of when I have the inspiration and the energy to do things, because I get maybe like a month or two of motivation and then I crash and then I'm in bed and I don't want to stream and I don't want to create and I sleep all day and I'm depressed and then I experience that for like a month or two and then I'm back, and it's like I haven't really experienced like a really big crash so far in my Twitch streaming, but I definitely that's good, but I definitely like if you ever see me like streaming a lot and motivated to create and I'm on different platforms, I'm doing this and that, and I'm messaging you a million times on Discord, I'm manic. I might not be full-blown manic, but the thing with bipolar people is we don't have a baseline. So I'm either underneath the baseline, I might not be all the way manic, but like a good day for me would be hypomania, which is where I'm riding above baseline. So it's like you could be having an average day and you're like, oh, I feel good. If I'm having an average day and I feel good, I'm still a tweaker. I'm still like, I'm not normal. I'm a little bit manic. And so I just have been kind of finding ways to like, if I'm experiencing that, leaning into it and making as much as I can so that, let's say next week or like the next coming a month, I'm not feeling it. At least I have some kind of content, you know, and I'm not just like completely neglecting it, because I feel like I'm coming out of more of a depressive episode recently. Like after I got off that high, when I did make that episode, I didn't want to stream as much. I was doing like 1.5 hour streams. I was missing stream days. I wasn't feeling so good. So you know, if I'm going to return to making that episode or my next episode, it has to be on the wave of something into
Gotcha.
hypomania. Which I feel like I'm going into one right now because like I made a fan house, I'm posting on there, I'm sitting here with you tonight. Like I feel like I'm
Yeah,
coming
you're
up on one, which is good. It's not a negative thing, it's a good thing. But so yeah, there is possibility that I make another one for sure. I want to.
yeah. It was really good.
Thank you. I
I liked it a
appreciate
lot.
that. But it's like
It has a lot of potential.
thank you. But it's like for me
A
to even
lot.
make that episode, I pulled like well, I think I edited like 3 total days. It was like 2 days I put a couple hours in, and then that third day I just pulled an all-nighter and just edited it. Because like I told you, it was like 2 hours of footage that I had to
Yeah.
comb through and
Like
then
20
create a
minutes or
story
something.
and then make it funny. So
Yeah, I couldn't. Once you told me it was like 2 or 3 hours, I don't even remember. I thought you said it was like 3 hours. Was it two?
it's either or 2.5, but it's not 3 hours.
Yeah, I don't
yeah.
know. It was a long ass time, but I couldn't tell because the video
Right.
was like 20 minutes, right? The finalized
I
video,
think
it
it's
was like
17
20
minutes.
minutes. It was something like that. And you're like, oh yeah, I had to cut down like a 2 or 3 hour podcast. I was like, what?
Yeah.
I thought maybe it was an hour
17
because you're like,
minutes.
oh yeah, I had to cut out a lot of it. And I was like, oh, that sucks. Maybe it
One of
was like
my
half the podcast or something. Like, what happened?
one of my videos has 69 views right now.
Nice.
My recent one. Nice. I'm so famous on YouTube. 69 views. Let's go, baby.
69. Hold on.
That was my
Oh.
short VOD clip. That was kind of a lazy one. I didn't even edit it. I just clipped it to be concise for the gameplay. But the game was good enough that
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't need to put stupid shit in it.
I've tried to do when I first started doing YouTube for Magic, I tried doing like really, really short videos, ones that were like 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't really click on for people. People didn't really like it. They wanted the long form Magic content. That's all they wanted. They wanted super, super long videos. I was like,
That makes sense.
okay, weird. It
That's
seems
good
like that's just what
information.
people are acclimated to.
Yeah.
I tried. I tried for like 2 months, 3 months. I was like, okay, I want to do games. Initially, I just did a game that was like 10 minutes, kind of edited. And then I tried to put in like 2 or 3 games, but like highly edited in a span of 10 minutes. And that didn't work at all. People didn't like that either. I was like, fuck. Because some people, they just play really slow. Like, if a control player is taking 30 minutes to play their fucking counterspell or whatever, I would just, like, skim through. I would, like, put it on... I would either cut it or speed it up.
Yeah.
And people didn't like that at all. I was like...
Well, do you think it's because people... In my experience, when I watch Magic content, it's because I want something to watch while I'm playing Magic. So maybe that's why people enjoy the long-form content. Because, like, they want to play while simultaneously watch.
A lot of people do it when they're at work. A lot of people listen to it as a podcast, kind of like what you're saying.
That's what I do like
which
about
is weird
Magic.
because you think...
Sorry. Is because it does, even though it is niche, and let's say that viewership is dying on Twitch, people who are into Magic are into Magic.
Oh, yeah. Dedication.
Dedication. And I feel that same way because it's very easy to get addicted to it. Like when I first started playing, I didn't get off of it for like 7 hours. So I appreciate that because it's like, yeah, you know, it's niche and this, but you can count on people to consume your content. You know?
Yeah. Well, there's still a lot of people that are growing in the community. So just because the viewership may be down on Twitch doesn't necessarily mean that you're always like it doesn't mean that you should be either content with not growing or content with your viewership going down as well. None of that should really matter because if you're a good enough content creator, your viewership should always be steadily increasing unless you realize that you're like of a niche of a niche of a niche of a niche that it just can't expand anymore. That type of thing. So it kind of depends on where you're at. I mean, you obviously have a ton of room to grow.
Yeah, but I was thinking about that just because I want to make sure. I don't know. I just want to make sure there's multiple avenues for me to continue to grow because I just feel like there is so much room to grow, but I don't want to
What do you
grow
mean?
just in a linear way. I want to expand like almost like outwards, like a tree. Like I want to grow directionally as a creator. Like I'm not saying
What do
become
you
a
mean?
variety streamer, but I'm saying like I started the fan house. Like there's a whole different community on Twitter for Magic versus Twitch too, because a lot of the people who are popular on MTG Twitter, I don't see them on Twitch. So there's other like when I say I want to grow, like not just grow.
Gotcha. As a whole, yeah,
Yeah.
not just be Twitch. That makes sense. Yeah,
Even though I'm like Twitch, I'm branded.
Hey, MTG YouTube is huge.
YouTube is hard to crack into. The most success I've had on YouTube is through ASMR. I posted one ASMR video. I got the most engagement on that. I ended up privating it. I think I got like not a ton of views, like a couple hundred views, but that was still my best.
Were you doing Magic ASMR?
Just
You like flipping through cards, opening packs?
That would be cool. I don't have that many paper cards, but that would be cool.
I mean, you just buy some packs. Easy. I'm sure those exist.
Got 446 views. Wow. Big fame.
Damn.
I know.
Magic the Gathering ASMR.
That's actually not a bad idea because you could easily play Magic and whisper into your mic and record it, and the clicking of playing is very soothing. Whispering, narrating your games, and then also I really enjoy gum chewing ASMR. I have to listen to gum chewing to fall asleep.
Gum chewing? Okay, that's like what this is. Hold on.
So,
I just went to a YouTube video and I was like, oh, this is like Magic ASMR. And she's just like almost smacking her lips a whole bunch while she's opening the packs.
Yeah.
And then you're like, I was in a gum chewing ASMR. I was like, oh, this is like exactly
that's what I would do.
You could do.
Yeah, that's what I would do because I would do that. It's really relaxing. Yeah, if you're gonna do any kind of ASMR, you kind of have to like really amp up the mouth sounds, kind of. No, like those. Sorry, guys. Sorry if you're watching this and that just gave you the chills in a bad way. But yeah,
I couldn't even hear it.
I have a filter on my mic, so maybe you can't hear it.
Oh, yeah. If you have a filter, it may not pick it up. Or it just may not being picked up by Discord. It may pick up on your local recording.
Can you hear that?
No. I'll turn up my headphones.
I feel like you're lying to me. You just want me to keep
Jesus Christ. That was loud. No, I actually couldn't hear you. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, that was loud. I heard that one. That was loud.
Yeah.
That was loud.
Yeah.
I turned it like way up. I was like, I couldn't hear anything.
That's what it doesn't sound like.
It's exactly what it sounds like. I made pasta the other day and I had to make that joke like at least 15 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's just no way.
Yeah. Some of those memes though, those like really overused, over-circulated memes. Yeah, I think some of them are kind of dying because like even remember how I was telling you about the tweet that I made that was like, oh, Magic is a game for children? Name 5 children that play.
I know.
You know what I almost feel really guilty about is so many people tagged kids in my tweet, and I was like, do not send these kids to my profile.
Yeah, I know. It's like,
I'm like, you don't want to send them here.
Awkward.
But like, yeah, I think.
But yeah,
memes. They might be like so widely circulated, and then they die, and it's like we think it's like such a common meme, and then some people are like, yeah, I've never heard of that.
Which is so weird because I don't know. I feel like everybody makes fun of that, even from back in the day. Like when the game first came out, there was all this drama, news reports, people trying to get Magic the Gathering banned out of schools, get it removed from card shops because it was like
it's
the
scary.
devil. You know, the artwork back in the day was a lot more gruesome and shit, and it was 13 and up still, and so I don't necessarily agree with it being 13 and up back in the day, but still, it's like it's fine for the most part now. I don't think it's whatever.
I think
but
just because it's
always been a joke. It's always
been
a joke. That and the fact that it's so fucking expensive.
Yeah.
If you're 13 and you can afford a standard rotation deck all the time, like, come on, you're like, you're well off.
Like children can play it and should play it because it's an awesome game. But I think it's primarily adults playing it. I think it's okay to just say it's an adult game. Like if I don't know.
Yeah.
Is Wizards very transparent about their statistics for like players and stuff? Like average age, average. I know I saw something where someone that worked at Wizards said there was like 40% women play and 60% men play, and then people were kind of like contesting that and being like, well, like I don't know, are they transparent about their data of user base?
Not really. They're not transparent about a lot of it, but at the same time, I don't. I don't remember. I remember a statistic like that. I kind of remember what you're talking about.
I saw, because I was looking into it
But
after
yeah,
I made
I
that
don't
tweet,
know if
and
it's.
I saw something on Tumblr. Like one of the Wizard staff had a Tumblr, and his post
Yeah.
was like on a Magic forum about it because it gave some kind of insight. That was literally the only thing I could find. So I was like, damn, I can't even, because I wanted to say, I was like, it's primarily adults, but I'm like, I can't back that up, so I can't say it. I can't find it anywhere.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not sure either. I would primarily say it's adults. The fact that you can't enter in tournaments until you're, I don't remember. You have to be some specific age to enter in
prize
larger
rules.
tournaments.
I think that's because of prize rules.
Yes, exactly. So usually people that are under that age, usually it's like under 16, you're not really going to get that many players because a lot of the people that are under that age are going to be playing things like Fortnite or League of Legends or some other game where they can enter in tournaments and actually win and get money when you can't really do that in Magic. I think there's one person that did it and they were only able to get it because
I think you have to be 18 in any kind of cash prize event.
Oh, where was it?
I think to win a cash prize, you legally have to be 18. Depending on the state. I think it depends on the state.
It's depending on the state, yeah, because in Arizona, you can't even enter in cash tournaments, which is ridiculous.
Kids,
so you're just
don't
fucked
need money to live.
Yes. Well, you don't need.
That's a joke.
It encourages gambling. Gambling is probably not good, but the multi-state tournaments, you usually can't do it. So like if you're doing an online tournament that's run by a really, really big company, a lot of times Arizona just can't participate. At least they couldn't. I think it's fine now. But for like 10 years, you couldn't. It was really fucking annoying.
Interesting.
When are you going to your first paper event? Like big paper event?
I don't know if I want to become a paper player. People ask me this all the time. I don't think I want to play paper.
Interesting. So you're going to do tournaments online, but not paper online, or not paper.
Well, here's my thought process, because a lot of people ask me this, and I feel like people do expect you to do both, or I think people put a lot more emphasis on paper, which is okay, and that makes sense. But I did get into it through the online client. Like my first experience playing Magic was on Arena, and it's hard because I've played paper before. It's really fun. I've played with one of my friends. I don't have a lot of friends that play paper. And for me, with how much money I've invested into Arena, I don't see myself picking up paper. And it's like if it wasn't so, I don't know. It's not just the money aspect. I like to phrase it that way when people come in stream and ask me about it. I'm like, I can't afford to maintain both of these collections.
Yeah, which is true.
Also, I don't have an organic way of getting into paper play. Like I have no friends that play paper except this one who he just plays really casually. Like I don't really want to walk into a local trading card shop. That's intimidating to me. I honestly am a little bit agoraphobic, so I don't want to go to a card shop. That doesn't sound fun to me. I don't like to leave my house. So
okay, wait, but you were a bottle service person and you're kind of agoraphobic. Wait, why are you intimidated of going to an LGS?
Well, first of all, just to clarify, I stopped doing bottle service when COVID happened. And I think that I wasn't really like super agoraphobic until like after like the long experience of COVID. Like after like a year and a half of it, I started to notice that like I can't go to the grocery store. I can't go to the grocery store. I haven't been to a grocery store in over a year because once COVID started happening, you could just start getting your groceries delivered. I just started doing that, and then I just stayed in my house, and then I started like I was going out a lot, but then once what really put the nail in the coffin was when I started streaming. And it's not that I can't go outside, I can.
Yeah.
But the thought of me going to a card shop is just, it's not going to happen. If I had a friend to go with, I would do it. But me by myself, yeah, fucking right. Yeah, right. I have to psych myself up to like get out of my car.
Wait, why though? Why? That's what I want to know.
I don't like the feeling I get when I'm in public. I really space out really bad. Like, I just recently got myself to go back to the nail salon a couple weeks ago. I hadn't been to the nail salon in like 2 years. And like the way I felt was just so bad. It's like I almost like don't know what to like focus on. Like there's so many people and it like overstimulates me to the point where I'm like, okay, just look straight ahead. And then it's like I almost am like focusing so hard on like that I zone out, and then I get uncomfortable and I'm like,
yeah,
I feel like I look weird and like I stand out or something and I'm acting weird, and then I'm like, ugh, I don't over here.
I can see that.
Yeah. But
that's why you got to go to the ones where you can like drink scotch, have a cigar, get a little mani-pedi action.
Yeah, like I can go out to a bar. I go out to a bar, I get dressed, and I have a drink, and I feel okay. But it's like I think it's like going places in everyday settings that bother me.
It's probably because going to a bar is more of an everyday or daily routine than anything else, because usually you only go to a grocery store or whatever every few weeks, but if you were working
once
at a bar
a week
and stuff.
I have a kid, so once a week for me, but I don't go. I just deliver it.
Yeah That's interesting. Yeah, the times that I've gone to an LGS in the last couple years just to get some cards so I can send them to subscribers, I have never had the want to stay there and hang out and like play like I used to.
Right. I mean,
like when I was 14.
I think if you had a comfortability factor, it would be okay. But establishing that comfortability factor is the hard part.
By yourself, yeah.
Yeah, that's just intimidating.
It's true.
To me.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had. Yeah. The weird thing is, the one that I go to, my friend owns. So it's not that I wouldn't be uncomfortable there or unwelcome, because people there are usually really nice. And so it's not that. It's just that I don't care enough. I don't know. It's like, what are you going to do? You're going to play Magic. Okay, why am I playing Magic? Are you playing Magic to have fun? It's like, okay, well, if I want to have fun and play Magic, I should do it on stream.
Yeah.
Okay, well, then you're having fun playing Magic and earning money. That just seems way better than doing it at an LGS. But if you're doing it on paper, it's like, okay, well, you could do it at a tournament setting. It's like, all right, well, if you're doing a tournament setting, I should probably be training online, so you wouldn't be at the LGS, and then you'd be going to tournaments which aren't at the LGS, because you just get more games in on. I don't know.
Well, yeah, and also I learned how to play Magic on stream. Like I didn't play my first game on stream, but like I did the color challenge on stream, like the whole tutorial. So it's also like I created this identity as an online player, that to create an identity as a paper player would be just a whole new experience. Like when I think of Magic, I do think of streaming and like the people that I know online in the Magic community. That's my identity with Magic. So
just play MTGO. I heard you love MTGO.
I don't dislike it, but
it looks amazing, right?
I just think that at any point there's going to be someone that wants to see you do another outlet involving Magic, whether it's paper, MTGO, and it's like, I am very comfortable in my lane right now doing Arena. So what I usually tell people is like, it's not a no, but it's not a priority. I'm enjoying where I'm at right now. It could happen, but it's not like I'm like, seeking out LGS or like seeking out like paper tournaments or anything,
Yeah. So what's the future looking like then?
Oh, okay. What's my future looking like?
Yeah. You say you're comfortable right now in MTGA. So you're comfortable for a good reason.
Yeah.
Why are you comfortable?
I'm comfortable because I feel like on a weekly to monthly basis I'm seeing growth. an improvement in like the reactions to my streams of what I'm doing, like to where I feel like I haven't hit any kind of ceiling to where I need to pivot, and I just feel like where I'm at right now, if I do what I'm doing and continue to see the gradual growth, that I will get to a more successful spot in my streaming. So I don't feel like when you are going on a path that's gradually going up, like making changes is the right thing to do in general. I feel like, yeah, keep your stream interesting and try new things. That's why I play a new deck every week. But like for me to just start becoming a paper player would be, it'd be a big change. I don't know. And it would detract time away from me because, like I said, my week is halved. First half of my week is being a single mom. So I only have half the week to really push content out anyway. So I feel like my time is very much taken up with what I'm doing.
That's so much time, though. Just streaming and creating content. I don't even know how much time it is to be a parent in general. Can't even imagine.
I mean, I sometimes stream on days that I do have my son because sometimes I do have him on Sundays. So sometimes I will do it. And I've even had my son poke his head in on a stream once.
When he's banging on the walls and stuff with his friend.
It's hard. It's hard because he's at an age where like he's self-sufficient, but not really. Like anytime I go on stream with him, I have these French doors that are glass, and he will stand at the French doors and just stare at me and be like, like he's like creepy. He wants to hang out with me. But he does it on purpose. It's, like he's not really that creepy of a kid. He's cool, but he does it on purpose. He's like,
on purpose creepy.
He's not bothering my stream, but he was letting me know. He's like, I want you to hang out with me, you know, which is fair. It's you know, you go on stream for like 4 hours. It's a long time. I mean, he has stuff to do. Like he has an iPad, he has an Xbox, he has stuff to do. But yeah, so I typically don't like to stream when I have him.
That's good. Most people don't care.
Well, it's hard.
Or it's their full-time job, obviously.
But it's hard because it's like I'm in a mindset of having to care for him that stresses me out to where it's like if you see my stress levels like that on stream, I don't feel like I'm as fun on stream if I'm in mom mode. You know?
No, I don't. What is mom mode? Have you ever talked to me in mom mode?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, that sounded way weird. You know what I meant.
I know what you mean, yeah.
But other people may not know what I meant.
No, honestly, I don't think a lot of people would recognize me if they saw me in my day-to-day life with my son because I'm just so different. I'm just, you know, because I had my son when I was 16. So I do have a big part of my identity that is taking care of my son. And like, I don't have a relationship with my parents. So it's like, me and my son's father broke up when I was pregnant in high school. So it's like, it's always just been me taking care of my son. So I have this side of me that is just like, I have to do everything. I have to make sure, because if I don't do it, no one's going to do it. So it's like my stress levels of making sure that I'm at all times, like things are not falling apart. I just have very high stress levels when it comes to like being a mom, and like, I just have a lot on my plate all the time. To where I think that's also why a big reason why I adopted the Peaches persona is because when I do step out of being a mom and I get the time off and get to do this, it's like I almost have to like shed all of that responsibility and all the stress and all that stuff that sits in the back of my head at all times. So yeah, it's definitely like a night and day persona change.
Yeah, Sorry, I'm thinking. There's a lot of things that like, I feel like I want to say or ask, but I feel like they're way too personal for a podcast. I'm trying to think of how to say it in a really vague way.
I mean, I'm an open book for the most part. The only thing that really gets me uncomfortable, not uncomfortable, but you know, like I said, it's just like you taking me out of my shell on being like agreeable, like, and sharing strong opinions. That's it. If you ask about my personal life, I'm very comfortable with that. So ask away.
And I'm not like, I wouldn't like ask what your fucking kid's name is or anything like that. It's not it's more like in depth.
His name.
Oh, okay. Well, we don't have to go into that anyway.
Okay.
But
That's lame.
more like, do you, because you have those two different almost personas, like you have your Peaches and then you have your mommy Steph or whatever you want to call the other persona.
Yeah.
Do you ever have that conflict of the perception of other people? Because you say you have a lot of stress as a mom,
Mm-hmm.
but then you're kind of shutting it off a little bit as Peaches. But when everyone sees you as Peaches, people also know that you're a mom. Do you worry? I really don't want to say this because
Do
if
you
you don't
worry
even
that
think about
people
this,
are going to think I'm a bad mom because of their perception of me as Peaches? Is that what you're
yes,
asking?
kind of. Or do people rather just attack you? Because I know this happens to some other creators that are parents or just people like on Twitter. They're like, oh, you're a bad parent or something because they said something disagreeable or whatever. I don't.
I have always had people try, and it's it's usually the first thing people will attack you for as a single mom is your ability to be a mom. And it's something that, because I had my son when I was 16 years old. So
Wait, how old were you?
I was 16 when I had my son.
16?
Yeah. And
Okay.
I got kicked out when I got pregnant.
And you
So,
were 16?
yeah, I got kicked out by my mom. And my dad took me in for a little bit, but my dad was really living a bachelor lifestyle, so he really wasn't having it. So my parents helped me get my first apartment, but I moved out before I was even 18. So I lived in an apartment with my baby. I was not even old enough to vote. But, I've always felt like I'm not doing good enough because it's like I don't have any guidance. I've always done a good job, but I've always felt like I was drowning and like I wasn't doing enough or like I wasn't being a good enough parent or like, I wasn't balancing like whatever, so I always had that feeling to where I'm very confident in myself now, like as a 25-year-old woman who has an almost 9-year-old son who is talking, has his own identity, his own personality. Like now he, as a person, has manifested enough that I can see in myself that I did a good job. And I've just been doing it for so long. Like 9 years is a long time. That I'm very confident now.
Yes.
You could literally look me in my face and tell me you're a shitty mom, blah blah blah, and I'd be like, that I feel nothing. Like I don't care because it's not true. And I think that's why it does benefit
No, I don't
me.
know. But
I think that's why it does benefit me to keep it separate because it's like, yeah, you can say whatever you want, but you don't really know what I'm like as a mom, so it doesn't have any ammunition to it. Like if I sit
That's
on
interesting.
stream and I'm talking about dick and balls all day, and you want to, or I'm posting a photo of me in my underwear, and then you want to go ahead and relate that to my parenting, I just think that's not even relevant. That's literally not relevant. So I see what you're saying because it happens all the time and I've heard it my whole life. People will, without fail, you piss someone off, that's the first thing they go for.
Yeah, because I would assume that people would go after you for your looks. Because I also hear that that's the first thing that people go for. But I guess I don't really talk to many single mothers who are streamers.
Well, I think it's single moms in general.
There's a few. Yeah, I do know a few single moms actually.
Unless you are a family content creator, like if you're just being like a single mom, because it's really not fair. Like if you want to present yourself online as an adult woman and just be that, it's like that really shouldn't matter if you have a kid or not. Like I'm still a separate entity that can present myself however I want.
Yeah,
it's nothing to do with
twins
me
or whatever.
Yeah, but people will never understand things they can't relate to, so I feel confident because I've experienced it. But my journey getting to my level of confidence was not always like that. Like if someone had said that to me before when I was 18 years old, 19 years old, didn't even know how to properly clean, cook, do any of that, I definitely like experience a lot of like emotional insecurity about it, but not anymore.
That's awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
Huh. That's Yeah, no, that's really good just to hear in general. Huh. I don't know. There's not many. Sorry.
Are you crying?
I'm always fascinated
Are you
listening to
crying?
stories. No, no, I'm not crying. It's always fascinating listening to stories and experiences from people that are just like on a completely different plane
Right.
than I am. Like I've never had a kid. I'm not a woman.
Knock
I'm
on
not
wood.
I've never been canceled like or whatever. I've
Yeah.
never like had a hate like giant thing. I've gotten experiences and I've accumulated experiences from various different people because that's the only way that I can actually form opinions about some things. Being like, okay, well, I can have a somewhat accurate representation of what's happening, what's going through people's minds when you say something like this or when you do something because I've talked with a lot of the people that do it. And so I kind of understand their mindset compared to other things. And so getting your type of perspective on this is just really fascinating to me. 'Cause
Yeah. Well,
I've never had the conversation with anybody, so
I appreciate you
it's
being a
interesting.
willing like listener in general because most people don't want to hear it and they don't care. Not my story specifically, but just like people a lot of people don't care. If they can't relate, they don't want to know about it anyway. So, it's very
Mhm.
helpful to have people that actually even want to try and have that perspective, you know?
Oh yeah. I don't know. It's always nice learning and
You're such an
experiencing
Aquarius.
things. I
Such an
just like
Aquarius.
I like Wait, how do you know I'm Aquarius?
I asked you this. Like
Oh,
the
did you?
first, like within the first month of knowing you, I have to.
That's
I have
so
to know.
stereotypical. Why you gotta be like that?
You are like an Aquarius. That's very Aquarius. Just saying.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
Not
just
to
like
take that away.
I want to experience everything, but there's things I can't experience. So the only way I can is by asking people's experience and then
Right.
asking as many questions because I can't like how do you explain to somebody what a pillow feels like? You know? It's like if somebody has never experienced a pillow or encountered a pillow, how would you explain it to them?
But there's also degrees to it because it's like if you're going to explain a pillow to someone, you have to explain what soft is. And if they don't know what soft is,
Exactly.
which is like if you're especially my biggest problem when running into people is I think there's degrees that people have experienced traumatic events and you
Hmm.
can only relate to people on what degree that they've experienced something on. So it's like
Yeah.
there's people walking around who just been completely decimated by life. Worst things have been thrown at them. How can you explain that? You can totally give your life story and someone who's never even experienced anything bad is just not going to get it. So it's like it's
Yeah.
degrees. So you can only meet like even you wanting to learn things, you still have to meet them at some level.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why the more the more questions I ask or the more the ways I'm trying to associate with other things that I'm a little bit closer to or try to make various analogies or something, I'm trying to piece it together so I can kind of I guess maybe empathize a little bit more or put myself I don't want to like put myself in your position because that's fucking weird, but I just
Come
want to
over.
like I just want to like
Can be
figure shit out.
stepdaddy.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I don't know.
I had to look up and make sure
It's really
decimated was
interesting.
a word for a second. I was like, decimated is a
Decimated is
word.
definitely a word. And yes.
But yeah, come over,
That's
come get some
that's
life
very perspective
experience.
because
Come be a
my life has also
stepdad.
been my life has also been fucking crazy. So I get it,
And that would
but
make
your life
sense.
is
That would make sense then
yeah.
why you are interested. Because you can relate to some degrees.
It's like a completely different level. But like one thing about my life that is so fucking weird. All right,
Okay.
so weird. One of the weirdest things. Every girl that I've dated and broke up with has married a Marine, had a baby girl, and then got divorced.
You know what they say about Marines.
In that order.
You know what they say about men that have been in the Marines or been in the Army. That usually is men
No.
who will not treat you right in a relationship. This is not a blanket statement, but there is a stereotype that men who have been in the military have some kind of PTSD to where in their relationships they are not good partners because it's untreated PTSD.
From when I was working on the military bases, because I was working on Marine bases, so I did get to talk with a lot of Marines. There is also a statistic there. Oh, that was a long time ago. There was... I don't want to mess it up. It was like habitual... Yeah, 20 to 30% of military wives, not girlfriends, wives, cheat on their husbands when they're deployed. Like, that is fucking insane. Now, it could be for various reasons. It could be because the guys are notoriously shitty. It could be because of that. Or, like, because if a guy is notoriously shitty and he's, like, beating the shit out of their wife and then they go on deployment, it's possible that the girl will cheat on him. Like, that kind of almost, that makes sense, right? I understand that. But if a girl is cheating on you while you're on deployment and then you come back and you find out, then you're shitty to that person because you're like, what the fuck? I was gone for 2 years. I thought you were going to be, loyal. And I come back and you're cheating on me.
That you're telling me about, did they cheat on their partner? Your ex-girlfriends? Did they cheat?
Yes.
Every single one?
Yes.
Why
and they're the ones that told me about it.
Why are you dating cheaters and expecting... I don't know.
I was only cheated on once. I was cheated. My first girlfriend, or my first like long-term girlfriend, cheated on me. But when I broke up with the girls, or they broke up with me, whatever the situation was, they would marry a Marine. They had a baby girl, and then they cheated on the Marine, and then they got divorced.
Okay.
Every time.
I will say, for perspective's sake, I think maybe the high rates of wives cheating, not only the deployment thing, but I think people rush into marriages when it is a military relationship, because if you get married, they get more time off. So I think that maybe...
And money.
Yeah, so maybe this infidelity is happening because you rushed into a marriage.
It's a lot of it. It's a lot of... There's so many different variables, which sucks. There's so many different variables. And the whole situation is garbage. Well, the whole situation. It sucks.
I have a solution. This is my solution.
Don't cheat?
Don't date men in the military. I don't date men in the military.
I don't want to say I agree, but I agree. There may be a lot of variables, but it's like, you know what? 20% of people get bitten by a crocodile. You're like, okay, what are the stats of that? Well, if you go in this swamp, okay, well, let's just not go in that swamp. Let's not go anywhere fucking near that area.
Yeah. But to be fair, it's like my dating life is a mess anyway. So it's like my dating rules it's whatever. It's irrelevant. If I'm dating someone in the military or not, military men are not missing out.
How much do we want to go into that?
But dating?
We have talked way too much about like content creation and magic. Probably more than I thought we would, because I don't talk about magic and content creation with anybody else as much as we did.
Really? I thought that was the purpose of the podcast, was to talk about it.
I know. Like, I don't even know. I don't even know. There's nothing. This podcast has no structure. It's really just... No, my podcast in general, not this podcast. No.
I thought you were just telling me that this whole episode you're like, yeah, there's nothing usable. I'm like, oh my god, heard that one before. it's different than what I thought it was gonna be, because we usually talk about, for those of you who don't know, like Peaches and I, we talk all the time in like DMs, and we talk about content creation and like just streaming. We talk about a bunch of that stuff in private. So I just assumed we weren't going to talk about a lot of that stuff on the podcast. Oh no, now I feel guilty. I just feel like it naturally, it just was organic. So it's like,
right? Exactly. No, don't feel, I feel guilty.
I think you don't think people will like listening to that? I feel like we had some good gems in there. I think we came to some good conclusions.
Of course we did. Everybody loves it, right? If you love it, leave a comment, subscribe, like it. Do it for Peaches.
Made it this far. But yeah, no, dating is interesting because you've shared some funny stories with me, just like randomly. Like I had a stream for anti-Valentine's Day back in February, and remember I did that stupid thing where I was like, oh, I'll rip up your ex's name. If you tell me your ex's name,
that's right.
And you give me a terrible story, I'll rip up their name for you. And then you told me that story. What was her name? What was her name? You don't have to say it out loud, but
I don't know I don't remember which one.
The story was about the girl that tried to stab you.
Oh yeah, my ex-fiance.
Yeah.
No, she didn't try to stab me. She wanted me to stab her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah. Big difference.
Well, yeah,
that's a little bit different. It's a little bit different.
I mean, either way, stabbing was involved, so still.
And it wasn't with my dick.
Yeah.
It was the bad kind of stabbing.
I mean, stabbing your dick would be bad.
Well, no, stabbing somebody with my dick would not be bad, typically.
What about stabbing someone and you have a knife squeezed into the tip of your dick, so you're stabbing them through your dick?
What's that called? Docking, right?
Isn't that what goatsy is? Is goatsy when he puts it in his
No, goatsy is when you... Goatsy is that one meme where the guy is like putting his hands in his asshole and just like spreading it like crazy. That's that guy.
Didn't he put objects in it?
I don't know. I don't think so. It was just that one picture. I think. I don't remember. I don't really want to Google that.
Yeah, don't. But maybe I'm thinking of like the Pain Olympics in general, because like back when the internet was around, like E-Bombs World,
that was before the Pain Olympics, though.
Like E-Bombs World, I think is how all these things went viral. But like, I think goatsy was a thing, and then there was also a thing where a guy like put like a vase in his ass, and then it shattered in his ass, and people were like, "Oh yeah, he died," and there's like a video, and like. So I get those two like confused.
Yeah, I don't know if that was the same person.
Anyways.
Yeah, there was that whole thing. Was that all on E-Bombs World? I remember that on, I think, Style Project, I think was the one that I got all that shit from. I don't know if anyone else even heard of that. I don't even know if that site's still up.
There's some sites that you're like asking me if I ever did Vine. My first website that I ever got like a decent amount of traction on was a website called Daily Booth. Which this was like when Facebook was coming out.
Daily what?
Daily Booth. Booth. And the premise of the website was to post a picture of yourself every day with a caption. And it didn't have a massive user base, but it was a great website. It was really fun. It's extinct now. But that was my first experience with gaining a following. I think I was like 12 or 13. And it was very exciting to me.
Was that post MySpace and pre-Facebook?
Post MySpace. It was during Facebook's early days. And also Tumblr was big too during this time.
Yeah, the pictures I'm seeing here kind of look like MySpace rejects that were too cool for Tumblr.
Yeah, I think it was people who took like Tumblr style photos, because it was like people, like the people who were big on it were like the cool kids that used DSLR cameras to take their selfies and upload it, and then that's how you would gain the following, because it's like it was basically just a feed of people just posting their selfies. So like if you went to the main page, the feed was just people's selfies, and then you could click to their profile, and it was almost like Instagram, except it was like Instagram kind of.
Yeah.
But with more discoverability, because they had a live feed of like people posting.
Oh, interesting. That's crazy.
Yeah.
If that blew up today, that would be insane. That live feed would be all over the place.
Well, I think the point was it didn't have a massive user base to where it would be unusable. Like if that was like on Instagram size, you could not do that.
Yeah, there's absolutely no way.
Yeah. But it's obsolete now, but that was my first addiction to attention on the internet.
Did you fake get a MySpace account before it was open, when it was college people only?
I have bad news for you. I missed the MySpace era. I was too young for it.
Sorry, Facebook. Did I say MySpace? I meant Facebook. when Facebook was college only. It's like the first year, maybe 2, of Facebook being out. You had to be a registered college person. You had to have like your student ID to have an account.
Oh, right, because Facebook was invented from Mark Zuckerberg to rate girls on his campus of fuckability.
What?
Yeah, you didn't hear that? The premise of Facebook was to be invented so that they could rate girls on their college campus for their hotness, basically, and keep a log of fuckable girls on campus.
Oh, I thought it was just for meeting up for parties. That's what I heard, because that's what everyone used it for. Everyone used it for meeting up with parties.
I think that's what it became, but maybe I should fact check that before saying it, but I do see that narrative a lot.
Yeah, that's all I remember was then, hey, are there any parties today? I don't know, go into Facebook. And you would just log into Facebook and you would go to your college and you would have a list of the parties that are happening that night. And you'd just be like, all right, who's going to this party? Because you check in, or that you say, hey, I'm going to this party. And that's like all it was. Almost nobody posted on their actual thing. They just posted on the party pages.
Wait, Strider. I just, I Googled, was Facebook invented to fuck girls? And there is a commonly asked question. It goes, was Facebook invented to rate girls? And the answer is, Mark Zuckerberg tells Congress, no, Facebook wasn't invented to rank hot girls. That was my other website.
What was that, Hot or Not?
Maybe?
Did he make Hot or Not? That would actually be really funny.
Wait. Let's see.
Oh my god. Oh, no, he did create Hot or Not.
Wait.
Oh no, Hot or Not type site called Face Mash, where he posted photos from Harvard's Facebook for university community to rate hot or not. Sold for a rumored $20 million. That's hilarious.
So, okay, I'm not a total liar.
It's like, no, that was my other website. That's funny. Yeah, that's the only thing I remember from Facebook, because I didn't go to college at that time, but my friend went to ASU. And so we were like, hey, is there a party tonight? He'd just be like, all right, let me log into Facebook. And I was like, dude, what is this?
You know what's hilarious?
He's like, Facebook, but you have to be a college student. I was like, oh, motherfucker.
I was on stream the other day complaining about my dating life, and one of my mods sent me like a link. It was like an article. It was like all the weirdest dating sites that you can go on. And one of those sites was a website. It's an active site, by the way, where what you do is you and your partner, if you're dating someone, you both post your photos, and then the community on the website votes who deserves better. And then the person who wins the vote goes through into the dating app part. So basically it's like the premise is you
That's fucked.
You post you and your partner, crowd decides who's hotter, and then the hotter person gets access to the dating part.
Nice.
I was like, I want to go on that. I was like, I just need someone to just pose as my significant other.
I got you. I'm a good wingman.
I'm gonna lose. They're gonna say that you deserve better than me. They're gonna be like, oh god, this is this dumb bitch. Got scammed by Bill Gates.
I'm sure that's scammed by Bill Gates. I'm the Bill Gates.
I would love to know, because okay, that video, Bill Gates has kids my age. He has a daughter that's like 20 something. I just want to know if he saw the video. I just want to know if he saw it. It would make my day. Please, if anyone knows Bill Gates, please, can you ask him?
Nobody who knows Bill Gates is going to be watching this podcast. Trust me.
It would make my life. I just want to know if he saw it.
That would be hilarious. Yeah, 19 and 22 years old as their kids.
Come on, they had to have seen it. There was a time in the summer where there was like a month where that video was pretty circulated. So there is a chance that a 19-year-old, because 19-year-olds are pretty chronically online.
Well, they're 19. Wait, they're 19 now and 22 now.
So they're like.
So yeah, if it was 3 years ago, it would be 16 and 19. Or
no, it wasn't 3 years ago. It was last summer.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, like 18 and 21.
There's a chance. I like to tell myself.
That was like a year ago?
Yeah.
Why did I think it was longer?
Probably because I look so different. Oh my gosh, can you hear my
Maybe.
stomach? My stomach is
Maybe you
growling.
just make it sound like it was so long ago.
Well, mentally,
Like it's in the past.
I've
I've moved past from
compartmentalized it and sorted it back.
The magic 8 ball said, "I don't have to worry about it anymore."
Well, something traumatic happens, you tend to remove yourself. It wasn't traumatic
True.
that, but God, it was very traumatic. The backlash of it for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, it pushed me to go into Twitch because I was like, I need to build a community. Do you know what was a good lesson though? And I tell people this. People like to say any attention is good attention. That is not true. Not true. I used to have that way of thinking, like, because I was really big on shock value. I liked the idea of shocking people and getting attention from that, and that was my strategy, I guess, for TikTok. And I always thought, any clout is good clout. That is not true. Because if you can't handle it, then you're going to be miserable, and you're going to have people, oh my God, you know what people used to say about me? I had a guy tell me that I looked like a pig with makeup on. I had someone tell me that. That one hurt. That is not worth it. Like, yeah, you get, I think my most amount of followers was like 76,000 followers. But ultimately, I hated myself at the end of it. So was it worth it? No. And it was a bunch of people
Probably not.
that didn't like me, wanted to comment mean things to me, and would not have like even consumed really my content. If it was just like genuine content, they were not going to consume it. So that's why I was like, I'm just deleting this. And a lot of people were like, you should bring your platform over to your Twitch. And I was like, no, I'm deleting my TikTok. I'm wiping it. I don't want anyone from my TikTok onto my Twitch. I'm starting over.
Yeah, because see, there are a lot of haters, but you want to have a community. You don't want to have just like people there. Yeah, you want to have like a community. You want to grow. Interesting. Yeah. And that definitely makes a lot of sense. Having bad publicity is, I think, good to an extent.
I
just don't know to what extent.
It just depends. You have to be, I don't know.
I think you have to be a specific level. Because, like, Elon Musk used to get really good press, and now he gets really horrible press. But it seems to be better for him now than it used to be.
I think
even though he gets way worse press.
I think the deciding factor is if you have people that love you and then you get negative press, which increases your attention, but you still have people that love you, then it can work for you. I had only people that hated me. So it didn't work the same.
That's why you're on Twitch, because people love you on Twitch.
I would like to think.
It all makes sense. Yeah.
We're working on it. We work on it every day. Maybe people would love me if I could show up on time for my streams, but
no, absolutely not.
Well, I was thinking that I just need to stop, because this is something that I've thought about. I'm very late to everything, and it's really a problem. And I'm like, is it going to affect my growth if I just stop giving a stream time? Can I just say I will be on Saturday night at some point after midnight? I always feel pressured to give a time, and then I feel like it's
if you phrase it properly, I think it's fine. If you just say, "Yeah, I'll be on it Saturday after midnight," you don't necessarily have to say when. But you'd be like, for the announcement of when exactly, head over onto the Discord, or go on to the fan house, or.
If you go in the fan house, all you're going to see right now is me in my underwear.
Damn. Right now, fanhouse.
It's fanhouse.app/lilbopeaches. But yeah, I just posted this morning a new set, because last night I skipped stream because I got a call from my friend, and she's like, I have a guy taking photos of me at my apartment. Do you want to come join me and take pictures with me? He's like a photographer. I was like, sure. So I took some photos and I posted them this morning, and they're really cool. I'm in underwear.
Wait, did you post a whole set?
I posted like 5 of them. You can post, in one post, you can do 10 at a time, but I was like, okay, I'm going to post 5. And then if I want, I can, there's like a couple individual ones that I can just post on later days. But I'm not going to post them onto Instagram. I think I'm going to post, like, that's going to be the selling point of my fan house is I'm not going to post them on Instagram. So it's like you're going to get original content. I might post like in a week from now. I might pick one of them and post on Instagram as advertisement of like, oh, if you go to fan house, you get to see all of these. But I would wait, like stagger it, so it's like it's still special to fan house.
Still like somewhat exclusive.
Yep. And my fan
Wait,
house
so are
is
you gonna do kind of like the Amaranth thing?
What's that?
Where you do like 10 photo shoots in a day, and then you have content for a month or something?
That would be super ideal. I think that's a really, not 10 per se, but like a lot of content creators do that. Like girls who do like Instagram stuff or like promote things on Instagram. It's like you get together with your friends, you each do hair and makeup for that day, and then you bring outfit changes, and you both just take content for each other, switch outfits so it looks like different days, and it's very sustainable. Because it's like I was just saying, the process of doing the hair and the makeup is the most taxing part. So it's like do it, get all the content, and then you can relax for like a week.
I feel like posing for pictures is really taxing. I don't know if it's just for like people in magazines, because I've talked with a couple people that pose in fitness magazines and stuff. And some of them say it's like really, really, really hard, depending on the environment they're in, depending on, because you have to be able to pump up beforehand, or you have to be in like a muscular position. You have to have that pump if you're a guy. If you're a girl, you have to accentuate, you have to flex the specific muscles, and you have to do it. Like you have to like accentuate your ass. You have to stick out your ass just a little, like the perfect amount, and then also have to not make a weird face when you're trying to be like a weird pose, so they can get the right angle. And then you're doing that for like an hour and a half for one pose, and then you have to go do another pose. Just like every time people are like, it's so fucking exhausting. I would rather work out for 4 hours than do a photo shoot for an hour.
I think that for fitness, it's probably more extreme. The only thing I would say is I am pretty good at posing at this point. It comes pretty naturally to me just because I've been an ethot for like years of my life at this point, that it's, you get used to it. But I think the most of it is like your back is sore after, your neck is sore after, because like most of the poses you're going to arch your back all the way that you can go and turn unnatural and do all these crazy poses. So like my back is sore today, but that's it. If I have to complain about anything, I think it's okay.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Not the worst thing in the world. I don't find the photos to be that laborious.
Yeah, that's not too bad then.
Yeah. But
cool.
I'm hungry.
Yeah, you want to cut it off for now?
Yeah.
We're good for now. All right. Yeah. So go get some food. Go stream. Okay. I appreciate you coming on. This was definitely not the turn that I thought this was gonna go around. We may have to have a follow-up and do something more centric towards the dating experiences or all the other stuff that we kind of were gonna touch on and then ended up not touching on at all.
We could do part 2. It's up to you. It's your podcast. Yeah. I'm down.
Yeah. Or we could do your show. We could do that.
We could. I mean, you seem very intense on getting me back.
Yes, because you need to do it, because it's a good show.
Okay.
Because you did good. It was good editing. You did very well.
Thank you.
It has a lot of potential, and I think you need to give it more of a chance.
Okay. Well,
that's what I'm saying.
I think that's a good thing to end it on. Let's say like maybe the premise of like doing a part 2. We could do it on my show. I am not just saying this to appease you. I'm interested in doing it. I do enjoy making that show, and it's funny. Like, plus I find talking to you pretty easy. I think we have good back and forth. So I think it would be very interesting. Going on. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Why don't you let everyone know where to find you once again?
Okay. I am lilbopeaches on all social media platforms. It's LILBO Peaches. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, and now Fan House as well. All my links you can find on my Twitch page. So if you're ever confused, I also have my Discord in there.
It'll all be in the description below as well.
Yes. Thank you. And yeah, if you want to interact with me on any of those websites, I really appreciate it. I'm very easy to get in contact with. So yeah,
Yeah.
Find me there.
Don't be a fucking weirdo.
Don't be shy.
Yeah. Don't be shy, but don't be a fucking weirdo.
Oh, yeah. I mean, don't be weird, but, you know.
You can be Sodium City weird. Just don't be, like, weird.
But
you know
if you want to be weird, like, just go to my fan house and be weird. But just don't tell me how weird to be. But you can be weird, but just don't tell me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Need to get weird tonight or what? Oh my god, now I have to send you that. Did you ever watch Workaholics?
Yeah, I did.
Oh my god.
Oh
Do you
my
remember?
God. I love the episode
That's like
where
from
they do
episode
shrooms
1.
in the office. When they stay
Wait, which
overnight.
one?
They stay overnight in their office and do shrooms. I love that one.
Catherine Zeta-Jones. She nips between the lasers. Oh.
Yes. Oh my god, I just rewatched that episode the other day.
The show's so stupid.
So good.
Anyway, yes, thank you all for watching. I do appreciate it. If you haven't already, subscribe to the YouTube channel or the podcast. We're on all major podcast platforms, or you can watch the video version on YouTube. Thank you all so much for watching to the very end. I do appreciate it. It helps the channel grow, especially since it's a new one. So please share it with anybody who you think might be interested. Hit that subscribe button, bell notification, and leave a comment.